Niners quarterback Brock Purdy delayed today's scheduled procedure to repair a torn UCL due to swelling in his right elbow. The hope is he can have the procedure done next month. Purdy is set to miss the entire offseason program. Trey Lance, recovering from an ankle fracture, expected to be healthy for offseason activities. One quarterback not part of San Francisco's future, impending free agent Jimmy Garoppolo. And there's a certain team in the AFC East, the best fit for Jimmy G, believes ESPN's Robert Griffin III.
The Jets. When you think about what Jimmy G had in San Francisco, he had a running game. The Jets have Breece Hall. He had offensive weapons. The Jets have Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore, Braxton Berrios, C.J. Uzomah. You had a defense. You're talking about Sauce Gardner and Queenan Williams. He might not be the hero that Jets fans want, but he is the hero that Gotham deserves.
RG3 on Get Up. NHL superstar winger Alex Ovechkin has rejoined his Capitals teammates. He'd been away from the team since February 14th following the death of his father. He's expected to return to the lineup tomorrow versus the Ducks or Saturday against the Rangers.
Coming up Thursday, the KJM off-season check-in continues with the Broncos and the Dolphins. With Sean Payton in the house, is Russ going to start cooking again? I'll tell you my answer. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
Welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, and we're heard everywhere around the world, everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. See us live as well in the Ingles Studio on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat, and a happy Franchise Tag Wednesday to you.
Hey, unlike the North Carolina backcourt, there's no third in this relationship. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's go. I am in a mood today. Let's go.
He's taking all kinds of shots.
Oh, yeah.
Just like somebody else we know.
Boom.
Just laying it up and throwing it down.
If you know, you know.
Speaking of the Tar Heels are in action tonight against Notre Dame. You'll hear that right here on ESPN Asheville.
I might just have a pick for that game later on here in this hour.
Indeed you will. We'll have the bangers for the night in college basketball coming up at the end of the hour. Over the next 3 hours, though, yes, it's all about the NFL because, boy, have you seen the ratings from the other sports.
Yeah. Hey, that's NBA All-Star game, like 8 of you watched that. Let's go.
I'm going to give you the details on that coming up in just a little bit when we get just a bit outside. But, yeah, 113 million people, was it, that watched the Super Bowl? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Just keep telling us. It's fine.
Just keep telling us that you have other sports going on right now because I don't think the American public seems to notice.
If they do, they certainly don't care.
We will be talking about the franchise tags. Who's going to get them? Who's going to dole them out in the NFL? The franchise tag window opened yesterday. It is going to be open until March the 8th, I believe is the date.
Week before the league year starts.
Indeed. So who's going to be getting the franchise tags? What teams are going to be shelling out the big money to keep their integral pieces to their teams? And we'll go over the free agency classes for quarterbacks, cornerbacks, and all of the other news and breaking or otherwise that comes out of the NFL. Now, I feel like maybe we should have started with this yesterday. But
the dumbest rumor in the history of creation. I love this so much, and it's a perfect way to kick off this show with the opening drive.
And the opening drive always brought to you by Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville. Go to 629 Brevard Road. Check them out. Mention us when you go in to make your deal, whether you're in the market for a new or a certified pre-owned vehicle. Mention the Sportsocracy. They'll give you $250 on top of whatever your trade-in is already worth.
I am in a brand new 2023 Platinum Nissan Rogue with the greatest interior ever. I found myself driving to work today just looking at the interior going, it's like I killed a whole animal just to make the car pretty.
This whole experiment.
It also has I learned this, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't know this until I noticed it. It tells me how fast I'm going right in front of me. So I don't even have to look at the speedometer. It shoots up on the windshield what the speed limit is, where I am, and how fast I'm going.
Really?
It will also tell me if someone texts me.
Mm-hmm.
Won't tell me what they said, but it will tell me who texts me, which is a lovely feature.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
I like that.
I'm telling you,
it
these
is
cars
unfortunately in the far inferior color of white, as opposed to the bolder pearl gray.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that
you had on the last one. But the interior is fantastic.
But they do make the bolder pearl gray with the camel interior. Boom. And you can find yours today, 629 Brevard Road. Tell them the two formerly fat guys from the Sportsocracy sent you.
Yes, indeed, you can. So before we get into franchise tags and free agent classes and all of that, so I don't know where this came from. Jeremy, you're the genius at playing this who wants you to know game. But when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, who wants you to know that they're quote-unquote intrigued by C.J. Stroud?
Well, somebody really wants you to know that because it's everywhere.
Which, to me, I saw it and laughed and went, who cares what the Dallas Cowboys think about that? Because they can't get C.J. Stroud anyway.
Well, you could. It's going to cost you. And I don't have any idea what you would do with Dak Prescott. Because Houston's not taking him back.
Houston's not taking Dak Prescott?
Oh, let me tell you how that trade call would go. And now this is coming from in a draft where nobody's dead sold on these quarterbacks because they all have a yeah but.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones calls the Houston Texans. Ring, ring. Well, got Dak Prescott we could give you. Oh, you were that was serious. Oh, yeah, we're not going to do that. Yeah, we're not going to pay $50 million to the 14th best quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that was your boo-boo. You boo-booed, and now you get to live with that.
Dak Prescott would have to be a part of the trade. Like, he would have to be a part of it somehow.
He would have to be a part of a trade.
Okay, so possibly not to the Houston Texans, but to another team.
I also don't necessarily think you have to get up to 2 to get C.J. Stroud. What that tells me is that Dallas actually thinks Stroud will be the quarterback that falls, which lends itself to something that I heard yesterday that don't be shocked if Anthony Richardson goes in the top 5. I've had him at 7 of the Raiders, which I'm not going to lie, every time I've said it out loud, gave me a little bit of that agita, that old chest pains. And, yeah, don't be shocked if it's in the top 5.
We know, we've talked about this before. I mean, that is a complete Raiders move to go with the guy who just knocks out all the physical traits in underwear. I mean, that's great that he can run a lightning fast 40 and all of that, but can that translate to actual play on the field? And no. I'm not certain about that.
No, it's a landmine, and you should avoid it at all costs. So this story is coming from CowboysSI.com, and the source said, I don't know the how, but Dallas is absolutely intrigued by C.J. Stroud. Now, I had 2 reactions to that. A, no kidding.
Yeah.
You're intrigued by a rookie quarterback that would be on a rookie scale deal for 4 years. It blows my mind how often I have to say this. Half the teams in the NFL would do anything they possibly could to get a rookie on a rookie deal. If you don't have Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, one of those high-end guys, your team would kill to have one of these quarterbacks because they're cheap. What is the number 1 comp to C.J. Stroud? It's Dak Prescott.
Okay.
He's the same quarterback. They're the same guy. They do virtually the same things. The only difference is C.J. Stroud stares down receivers until they get open. Dak can get through progressions. I'm not saying C.J. Stroud couldn't do that in time, but this is one of those stories that I see, and it was floated for a reason. And I have a theory as to what that reason is.
Okay.
This is the Dallas Cowboys. They're not going to make a move because there's not a move really to be made short of giving up 3 first-round picks, and then you got to deal with Dak. Because that's what it would cost to get from 26 to 2 or 26 to 3. Whatever the case may be, wherever you go, that's what it's going to cost.
Right.
You're not going to do that. That's career suicide. A horrible idea. But I feel like this was put out there as, hey, Dak, did you really read that contract you signed? Because we can get out of it reasonably comfortably in 1 year. And if you think Mike McCarthy will be the only fall guy for our potential failures, you are sorely mistaken. These things only come from certain places.
Mm-hmm.
The player and the agent do not have a relationship yet that the agent would be floating this out there. The agent's going to float Houston's dead locked in, or the Bears are locked in, or somebody in the top 7. Because this makes it sound like, well, C.J. Stroud could fall. Because every time I've ever heard this with a team that just seems super outlandish, that player almost invariably falls.
But there's a floor at 9, right? I mean, C.J. Stroud sitting there for the Carolina Panthers. You can't not do that.
Because it's not necessarily a foregone conclusion that the Houston Texans are going to select a quarterback.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But even if the Houston Texans don't take a quarterback, he's going somewhere, right? I mean,
he will go somewhere, yes.
Seattle will snatch him. Las Vegas will snatch him.
Seattle's the one that if Seattle were to trade down, I can't believe he would get past them.
Atlanta at 8?
It's kind of a hat on a hat. You've already got a quarterback that has some of these same limits. I didn't say I valued him to be the same prospect.
Okay, all right.
Atlanta thinks they're very comparable. Atlanta's not taking a quarterback. It's Desmond Ridder. They'll go or a veteran solution.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they go. There is a possibility that he falls. And what this strikes me is it's the Dallas Cowboys shooting a shot across the bow of if somebody was willing to make a move on Dak, we would listen. Probably wouldn't cost you as much as you think either, because the contract is an albatross.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute, unmitigated albatross. And it's not because of the number. People get locked in on what the number is. No, it's the length. The length is what kills you. I've been having this same argument daily, 10 times a day, with Chicago Bears fans. I'm not telling you that I know Bryce Young is going to be exponentially better than Justin Fields. He's a better prospect, not close.
Mm-hmm.
If he was bigger, it would be even less close. But he is a slighter guy. I've said Bryce Young reminds me of Russell Wilson when he was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he went in the 3rd round back then because he was so small. Worked out pretty well. Did win a Super Bowl.
Almost won another.
And run the damn ball! Sorry, I can't hear that Super Bowl without saying that.
Right.
And that's what every one of these teams is doing because Jalen Hurts has broken the NFL. Him getting the Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl has broken the NFL because now teams are looking around going, maybe we don't have to have that top 8 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we don't. Jalen's a very talented football player. He's not a great quarterback. I mean, he's not. We all know that. He's not an elite thrower of the football. You can't put him in the same class with Pat Mahomes.
No.
And when he goes up against him,
he
lost.
He's still a weapon that you can use, and everybody looks at the ability that he has with his legs along with the arm and goes, okay, well, we need that guy.
But this is an imitation league.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this league doing?
This
mobile. Story from Dallas is telling me that exactly what I'm getting ready to say is accurate. They're looking around going, you know what? There's probably 20 quarterbacks in the NFL that can be that game manager, that fun term that everybody uses for quarterbacks that don't have elite arms and can't run.
Right.
If we build the roster out, we're fine. Dallas Cowboys, that roster's not bad. You're stuck. You're stuck with Dak Prescott. And this is their way of saying, we know it.
Mm-hmm.
We know it. This is not over our heads. We know it. If we could do anything else, we'll listen. Bring the offer to the table. You're desperate at quarterback, and there are 10 teams in this league that are. We got a guy. We got a guy that's locked up for 4 more years, and you can have him for the low, low price of just $4.99.
For a what?
Oh, what would Dak get? I have no idea. I've asked that, and I have not gotten one similar answer yet. But you look down to Seattle with Geno Smith, who we're going to get into later.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's rumor that I have to see your face when you hear it. There's a lot of teams, Daniel Jones, we talked about him yesterday. There are a lot of teams that are looking around going, you know what, our roster's good.
Mm-hmm.
We just need a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over. But what is that worth? And that's where I feel like we're at a standstill, which leads us into our next topic we'll talk about after the break, which is the franchise tag guys. Because there's some guys that are going to get franchise tags that I'm telling you right now will blow your mind. I did this with Tank before the show, and he twice looked at me and went, really? That guy?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised by franchise tags each and every year. I mean, heck, last year it was who was the worst one last year? Oh, it was the tackle from Jacksonville.
Oh, Cam Robinson.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? They have another tackle. And guess what? I won't be shocked if he gets franchise tag, too.
All right. I don't think there's anybody calling for Dak. Because I think the money's just too much. The money's too much. You paid him too much for what he's worth.
You paid him on the high side of the market, and that is always going to burn you.
Right.
Which is exactly the reason that one of the high side franchise quarterbacks is going to get a franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know that you're ever going to settle this problem.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. They're intrigued by C.J. Stroud. Will there be a move? No, probably not. But at least it's something to talk about.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
It's time to discover the convenience and time savings of contact-free pickup with Ingles Curbside. Just visit shop.ingles-markets.com or download the app. And your Ingles personal shopper gets to work with specialized training on how to select the freshest items for a pre-scheduled pickup. They'll even text you with updates. You pull up to a designated space and your personal shopper delivers your items right to your vehicle. Fresh, fast, and affordable. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
The hugs, the joy, even the sleepless nights. Whatever you get from parenthood, you always want to give your children everything. And the UNest app makes it easy to save for their future. The UNest app puts smart investing tools right in the palm of your hand. Plus, you'll grow your UNest account with every purchase you make from over 150 top brands like Disney Plus and DoorDash. Start building your child's financial future. Download the UNest app from the App Store or Google Play. See terms and conditions at unest.co. That's UNEST.co.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
I never really thought about tools until I bought a house in the suburbs. It's like this weird homeowner test if I need a tool for a project and don't have it. And my neighbor Ted loves to give me that look when I ask to borrow a pole saw. A year ago, I didn't even know pole saws existed. And now I gotta borrow one from Ted? What is happening?
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
It is ESPN Asheville, and Jeremy's cracking cans over there.
It's a Coke, okay? Calm down. What are you, a cop?
I wish it was something stronger.
Me too. And frankly, I think it'd make the next 2 hours and 40 minutes a lot more fun for all of us.
100% it would. Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Follow us on all the social medias at the Sportsocracy. Franchise tag window is open. It opened yesterday. You have you have the non-exclusive, the exclusive, and the transition tag. They could all be doled out.
The transition is basically useless. Yeah, you virtually never see it get used.
No.
What is that, your original draft round or something like that?
It pays the player
the top 10 of players at his position.
Right, the average of the top 10 salaries at his position. It's a 1-year deal, but other
then
teams
you can be signed to an offer sheet. It doesn't. I mean, it happens from time to time, but it's very rare.
Yeah, and you can.
And the exclusive franchise tag will only be on quarterbacks, because if you sign a guy that's signed to the non-exclusive, you have to give up a first-round pick, and nobody's doing that for virtually anything but a quarterback.
Yeah, no, not going to happen. Not going to happen. So the question is, who's getting the franchise tags this year? And
one is abundantly obvious. He wears the number 8 and plays for the Baltimore Ravens.
Lamar Jackson.
Because they're not close.
No.
Every word that comes out of Baltimore is that they are light years away from a deal.
Mm-hmm. And as they should be, I feel like. I mean, Lamar wants guaranteed money.
Have you ever noticed that we always have one of these guys? There's always one guy it was Dak Prescott for what felt like 10 years.
Yeah. Well,
there's always 2, but
there's always one guy that's quote unquote disrespected.
It's not
by
disrespected.
His team.
Is Lamar Jackson worth $33 million?
Yes.
Yes. That's the franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he will get this year. But will he play on it? Well, he'll play on it or he'll sit.
Nothing. Right.
And
that's a major.
I don't see any way that they're going to blink.
Right, and that's a major risk to take. I mean,
for him.
Well, I think yeah, absolutely for him.
There's no risk to the team.
No,
we got you for the year. If you're fantastic, we'll do this again next year.
Yeah.
And then it gets.
Will Lamar sit out a year?
No.
How would the league look at that? That's not.
Do you even
happen.
know who the last guy to do that was?
Le'Veon Bell.
Well, Le'Veon, yeah, but that wasn't on a franchise tag. That was on a I want to get paid. Well, actually, I think that was a franchise tag.
I think it was.
Joey Galloway was the one I remembered.
Okay.
He did that with Seattle, and then they went, okay, cool. Week 8, we'll trade you away. To who?
Yeah.
I don't care.
I mean, I just don't. I don't feel like that's a good strategy to take.
Yeah, never happens to quarterbacks. Just doesn't. I mean, the next time somebody walks up to you and says, "I'm going to give you $34 million," when you say no, then we'll talk. Doesn't happen very often. And I feel like this is one of those times that Lamar representing himself is doing himself a disservice. Not because he's not a smart guy. I think he's an incredibly smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he needs somebody to go, you do realize that you have missed almost half of your team's games over the last 2 years. They see that too. That is the problem with having a quarterback that runs that much. I don't care how much you protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get hurt. There's a reason that running backs last in this league for 4 years. Not saying Lamar Jackson's a running back. Don't at me, good Lord.
Some of the same attributes. It's fine.
Yeah, he is a predominantly, his biggest skill is the fact that he runs.
Mm-hmm.
And Baltimore's in this catch-22 of, well, we love Lamar. He's a great team guy. But his biggest asset is the thing that puts him at the most risk. So you spin around in this circle of, well, what are we going to do? I'm going to franchise you. Lamar would have a market elsewhere. I won't be shocked if there's teams calling on Lamar. The question is, how much do you have to give me for me to go, okay. I've heard 2 1s, 2 2s.
Mm-hmm.
I'd consider that. I don't think I'm going to do it. I mean, depending on who you are.
Right.
If I can do that with Atlanta and then C.J. Stroud falls right in my lap, okay. Hey, look, we're good.
Right.
We're fine.
Right. But you're not going to do it for who? Who would you not do it for? Tennessee?
I don't know that Tennessee would make that call. I feel like Lamar is going to have a very small market because you have to be built a certain way to work with Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, it's Atlanta. Pretty much end the message, repeat the line, and that same thing we said with Daniel Jones. Okay, what is your market outside of this? Is anybody in this league going to give Lamar Jackson a Deshaun Watson deal?
No.
And I think at some point you need to know that. Which is why if I was Baltimore, I would consider, all right, there's a non-exclusive. Go negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
Go find your deal. Go find your deal that we will absolutely not match. Because the more likely is that you get that, you talk to teams, you come back and you realize that nobody's giving you 100% guaranteed money, because we'll probably never see that again, no matter who it's with. And then you can come to a mutual understanding.
Is that verified? Has anybody verified that is the case, that he does want the Deshaun Watson? Because that's been the rumor, but we haven't heard anything. Obviously, he doesn't have an agent, so there's nobody putting out information for him.
The rumor out of the negotiations is that Baltimore is comfortable somewhere in the $100 to $125 million guaranteed. They're fine with the bottom line figure being the same it was with Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like all of the guarantees. And nobody's going to.
So 60%? Roughly.
It's about half.
Roughly 60%.
Half to
50%.
a little less than half. That's what Baltimore's comfortable with, and they're not coming off of it. And I'll be frank, they shouldn't. They shouldn't come off that.
No, I'm not guaranteeing a salary for a guy who can't finish the season. Oh, but he finished his last season. Yeah, he was hurt for the last, 4 games of the season?
Yeah, he hasn't played a full season yet.
Right. And then came back for the playoff game. I mean,
he didn't come back from the playoff game.
That's right.
Tyler
That's
Huntley
right.
played in the playoff game.
Well, there was talk he could have, but whatever.
We'll never know the answer to that.
We will never know the answer to that.
But I feel like Lamar Jackson needs a reality check of, okay, I get what you're doing with Cleveland. There is a reason, and I think the guy's name was Wes. He left a great comment on our YouTube stream from yesterday of, if the Giants gave that kind of money to Daniel Jones, the Cincinnati Bengals and LA Chargers would be at the door with flaming torches and pitchforks ready to set the building on fire, because what am I going to have to do now?
Right.
That was why everybody got so angry at Cleveland, because we knew this day was coming. And now you've got A.J. Brown in Philadelphia going, if you don't pay Jalen Hurts, you might as well just send me wherever he goes.
Mm-hmm.
That is a dangerous precedent to set. There's not that many quarterbacks out there that are worth $50 million. And if you learn anything from what we opened this show with, I feel like this is where agents really do a disservice to their client because of how they're paid. Because the agent's looking for the most money because they get a percentage off what they sign.
Right.
At some point, the agent has to say, what matters more to you? Do you want that extra $6 million? Or do you want flexibility for your team to be good? Because I keep hearing these comps of, well, what's the difference between insert quarterback here, whether it's Daniel Jones, Justin Fields, Geno Smith, and Jalen Hurts. Do you believe your team can put the best roster in football around him? Because that's what Jalen had, and that's how he got to a Super Bowl.
Right.
And I got news for you. He could do it again. Now, it would be the greatest Houdini act in the history of time with Howie Roseman. Because once that contract goes up, it gets really hard to do the James Bradbury thing where somebody takes $8 million and comes in and plays like a Pro Bowler.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen as much because you don't have that discretionary income. And that's what I feel like Baltimore's trying to say to Lamar. We would love to get this done, but we're both going to have to budge. I've long said I think the solution with Lamar would be $250 million, $150 guaranteed with escalator incentives.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would do that.
That sounds fair to me.
But I'm not sure Baltimore will get there.
Well,
I have absolutely no faith that Baltimore's going to get there.
I think at this point Baltimore needs to – obviously it's a gut check moment for that franchise to determine, can we move on without him or do we absolutely have to have him?
Well, it's the question of how good you're good. And this is where the offseason in the NFL becomes fun because you have all of these the combines in 2 weeks. So you start having all these little conversations, and you never know what's going to be leaked. Because I guarantee you, Baltimore is behind closed doors going, well, what would you give us for Lamar? For the opportunity to negotiate this deal, to get the headache away.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to be Dallas. Dallas's roster is good. You're stuck with Dak Prescott 2 years after signing that deal. Now you're intrigued by C.J. Stroud. What do you think somebody just made that up? It's coming from one of the most reputable sources inside that, or one of the most reputable websites attached to that team.
Right.
You think somebody just made that up? Because here's how that works. If you do that and we find that out, we'll never listen to another word you say.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not made up. It's, we can't. It's just tight in here now all of a sudden. It's just crammed.
But again, when it comes to that, you can be intrigued all you want to. But can you pull off the deal is the question.
You can pull off any deal. Depends on how stupid you're willing to be. That's a game I've always wanted to play. How desperate are you? Dallas Cowboys are water in the desert desperate. They're looking at clouds going, you think there's any water in that? Like, please, just one drop right here.
Right.
So,
do you get Dak Prescott in 3-1 stupid?
I think Jerry's that desperate. I think that's why that was floated.
Okay.
I think that's why that was floated. It was why I tied these two topics together, because they're really interesting to me. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if you gave the Baltimore Brain Trust truth serum and said, all right, what scares you right now? It would be the Dallas Cowboys. That's what we're scared of. They're capped. You can get to a divisional round game. Then you come up against San Francisco, you come up against Philadelphia, and there's more talented than you because you're paying a mid-tier quarterback elite money. And I think if you got them in a room and made them tell you the truth, they feel the same way about Lamar Jackson.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Your record high temperatures and a taste of April continues here in late February for us. We do cool down by Saturday and into Sunday, some slightly cooler numbers, but it's 70s again for Thursday. 60 degrees our low tonight, 77 on Thursday near record high temps. Afternoon rain showers Friday, high 60, and then by Saturday, light rain showers 57. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. 2 for $6. The best deal in fast food. When you want the best deal on the best meal, choose Wendy's 2 for $6. Pick from Dave's Single, Spicy Chicken Sandwich, 10-piece Crispy Nugs, or a medium strawberry lemonade. Pair any two for just $6. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Chris, this needs to go to Parkville by 3.
Joy to the holiday packages that keep coming at Jimenez Couriers.
It's coming your way, but the drop-off location is changing.
She needs delivery drivers with the gift of punctuality.
Anyone looking to pick up some overtime? Anyone?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
No one has the same taste as you.
You damn right.
From the music you love to the podcasts you can't live without. And only the iHeartRadio app has it all for free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to ESPNAVL.com.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com. or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
It was another weekend in the sports world. I don't know about a big weekend. I mean, the Daytona 500 was fun. Got my eyeballs. The rest of the sportsing action, not so much. The XFL debuted this weekend. And I know we're all just ready and raring to see how the XFL did in the TV ratings. Well, we have the numbers. And
it weren't good.
The first game, the debut game for version 3 of the XFL between Las Vegas and Arlington, had 1.54 million viewers on ABC. That is a 54% drop from the debut of the XFL 3 years ago. The 2020 version of the XFL drew 3.3 million people for the debut game. Not a good sign. I think there's like a whiplash here. We're just sick of being caught by this time and time and time again, where I think enough people are going, okay, I'm not watching it. I'll let other people watch it, and if it's any good, then maybe I'll check in on it later. But you duped me back in 2000 or 2001, whenever that was, with the original XFL.
Which was just awful.
Actually, I think it was that was late 90s. Anyway, then the second version in 2020.
Which was was on a good trajectory. And
until
then
the pandemic, yeah. And then now with the third time around, it's just, you cannot provide us the same entertainment as the big boys. It's plain and simple. Now, the NBA All-Star Game, that's where the big boys play, right?
Not so much.
Not so much, because the Sunday night coverage of the All-Star Game ended up getting 4.59 million viewers.
Now, if you would like a point of comparison there, the Jacksonville's not bad anymore. The Houston Texans and the Chicago Bears could play a preseason game, and it would do close to a 4.5.
Oh, I think it would do much more than
it was
that.
Not readily available. That's
I
the problem. It's usually done on local affiliates.
TV. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
You have to have something like DC Streams. Feel the urge to reach out to me. I'll tell you how to do that.
I was going to say, hell, we've had horrible matchups on Thursday Night Football, and they quadruple that number, if not more.
The average game on Thursday Night Football, I think, reached 15 million people, and that was even with people having to pay, $100 and something a year for Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm. That, by the way, is a 27% decline in viewership from last year's All-Star festivities. All-Star Saturday Night. It was such a success, right?
Oh, yeah, it was great. Dunk contest, it's back with Mac McClung.
Mac McClung came in, and I've read this several times, quote-unquote, saved the dunk contest. Saved it? From what?
No.
From all of the 3.1, is that right? 3.1 million people that watched All-Star Saturday Night. Excuse me, 3.4 million people that watched All-Star Saturday Night.
And there was actually I have audio from behind closed doors of the reaction from the NBA to the dunk contest.
Well, I'm here to tell you that you're probably going to find out as you go out there that you're not going to amount to jack squat.
Hey, don't be mean. Mac McClung, he made just as much money from winning the dunk contest as he has for his short NBA career.
Mac McClung just got his 15 minutes of fame the same way that the Cash Me Outside girl. How about that? And he ain't got a future on OnlyFans. I'm just going to just hypothetically, I don't think that's going to be your second act. Just me. I have two just about.
Wait.
Oh, there's
the capper.
But wait,
the capper.
There's more.
I got to give them their flowers because, I mean, look, you won the ratings battle for the weekend. NASCAR. Daytona 500, 8.181 million viewers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let me know what they do next week at Las Vegas.
Again,
tens and tens of views.
Again, just more of a reason why we focus on what we focus on here, because 113 million people watched the Super Bowl.
NASCAR, it fills one need for me. It is fantastic to throw on in March and take just one heck of a nap. I have two just a bit outside stories.
Okay.
One that doesn't have a lot of buildup. I just want to laugh about it. The Baltimore Ravens have hired Willie Taggart to be their running backs coach. Awesome. You can have that snake oil salesman. I've already been duped by that once, and I will not be again. Willie Taggart ruined 3 years of my life, and I would not hire him to walk my cat.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one. Second one, it's also about a mediocre football league. The USFL had its draft, and they are drunk. So apparently the first level of their draft, they drafted draft-eligible players.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody took Isaiah Lands. He's going to go in the third round of the NFL draft. You basically just set a draft pick on fire. And then a bunch of other teams did the same thing with guys like Malik Cunningham. Malik Cunningham is going to go in the fourth or fifth round of this draft. And if you find me a player that goes, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to the USFL over the NFL, we need to have a chat. We need just to have a talk on career trajectory here.
He could always say no, right?
But why would you do it in the first place?
No. I have no idea.
Here's the other stupid part of this. Their season starts before the NFL draft. What idiot is going to play in this league that could get drafted in the NFL?
None of them.
They did it 14 times. Of the 80 picks that they made, 14 of them are guys that will get the message, you were drafted to the USFL, and they'll go, cute. Put that with that Capital One offer I've gotten about 900 times. That's about how much I care.
Yeah, no, it's no, we're not doing that. We're not going to be going to play in the USFL if I got a chance at being drafted into the NFL. I would much rather be a practice squad guy for the NFL than be the superstar.
I'd rather be a water boy in the NFL than be the star MVP quarterback of the USFL. You know where all those trophies are? On the mantle of guys that work for UniFirst or Home Depot or
the Arlington Renegades.
Sell insurance for Allstate. Somewhere there is somebody that is trying to actively sell a mortgage to somebody, and they have a USFL MVP on their. I was once the MVP of the USFL.
Right.
Oh, yeah? Well, I saved 15% on my car insurance by switching to Geico. And those two things mean exactly the same amount.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Franchise tags. Who's going to get them? Lamar Jackson, obviously, he's the #1. The Baltimore Ravens should be doing that because, yes, the negotiations don't appear to be anywhere close on a long-term extension with their former MVP quarterback.
There are a few others that are no doubters.
Okay.
Orlando Brown's a no doubter. I mean, for the Kansas City Chiefs, look, I know he's not a phenomenal left tackle. Had some games over the course of this season where you went, whoa, that's not great. Hey, you remember when Baltimore told you were a right tackle? Maybe they're right. But then you look at him across the market and just go, what in the world would you replace him with? If you let him hit the open market, the Chicago Bears will go, here's $11 billion. Mm-hmm. We need a living, breathing left tackle that will protect Justin Fields because he is going to get himself killed, and we have $1 billion. You have to.
I would agree.
Is there any other guy that you feel like you have to do it?
That you have to? Yeah,
you don't have a choice. You have to do it.
No, there's not another one. For me. I mean, there are guys that you would like to.
I feel like I almost feel like you have to with Daron Payne.
Really?
What would he get on the open market? If Washington lets him get to free agency, what is he going to get? Even if you don't intend on bringing him back, there are a couple guys that I could see being tag and trade guys. Jesse Bates. Am I really going to let him walk for nothing? I maybe get a third-round compensatory pick for him in a year?
Mm-hmm.
Really? I struggle to buy that. And Washington, I mean, that's a talented player.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling you he's worth $100 million. But can I, in my own head, say, all right, 1 year, I don't even know what is the tag? $18.9 million. Done.
Man.
Won't think about it twice.
Yeah, because I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. You know me. I'm bad at these market value games.
Jerome Payne would get $100 million for 5 years for CSF market. No doubt. And it would be from the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
When I say they have double the money of any other team in the NFL. Now, it won't stay that way, but they're the one that's going to throw around dumb money.
Right. Well, because you got to.
Yeah, because your
have
roster
no choice.
is your roster looks a lot like one of these USFL rosters.
Right.
Hey, that's how the Bears could be good. I just figured it out. They go play in the USFL. They'd be the best team in that league by a little bit.
Oh, God, don't bring up the relegation thing again.
I
don't feel like having that fight with soccer fans.
You know what? I get enough misspelled angry messages from Chicago Bears fans. I have to take shots when I can.
Hey, wouldn't it be fun? No, it wouldn't be fun. Yeah, let's
We're
put the
gonna trade
Arlington Renegades in the NFL. See how that goes.
That's a horrible idea. No, that's one of those stupid things people say once a year. Kind of like Georgia would beat the Houston Texans. No, they would not.
Yeah, I think it'd be close.
You sometimes say stupid things that make my head hurt.
No, there's not another player that you have to franchise tag. There are some that I would strongly consider.
Well, there's one that you might have to, because there's another team out there that's pretty desperate for a player at this position, and there is a rumor that they're interested in him.
And who's that?
Geno Smith.
Who the hell is interested in him?
Fire them cannons, by golly, put more powder in them things.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious. I am dead serious.
They're
I have been waiting to do that to you all day.
If God, Jason Light, what are you thinking, man?
I did this once before when we went to a Carolina Panther game, and I wanted nothing more than to watch Tank sit in sadness for 60 minutes. And that one was answered, so I'm going to do this again. I don't ask for much. I really don't. I'm a simple man, and I like simple things. But if you could give me some combination of Geno Smith for like $1 bajillion or Baker Mayfield, or really just those two, just end the message, repeat the line. Frankly, if you could give me Geno Smith backed up by Baker Mayfield, that'd be a fun fall.
I don't like you
that'd be a fun fall.
I don't understand.
Saying,
I wish only good things for you and your New York Jets, and for some reason you have to be just the phallus of the day.
You made the deal with the devil, and so you get what you get. I'm a simple man, and I don't ask for much.
That's the only way you win trophies with squat franchises like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You have to make deals with the devil.
Oh, you mean like we're about to make with Captain Ayahuasca?
Gross.
Let's go.
I hope that turns out like Brett Favre did for you.
Don't you say that name to me.
Yeah, see, two can play at this game. I
do think it's funny that you said phallus in the same sentence that we said Brett Favre. If you know, you know.
Part of me would, be very upset, and then the other part of me would be, well, this is just par for the course. It's Tampa Bay Buccaneer football, baby. Let's go. You got you got a lame duck head coach with a lame duck staff, and you're going to possibly spend, I don't know how much money over 4 years to get Geno Smith to come be your quarterback.
You do know where that rumor's coming from, right?
Is it coming from Dave Canales?
It's because Dave Canales was his quarterback's coach.
Of course it is.
And that was the one guy you convinced to take this job. I love how you reach for the stars. Like, well, we could go get Todd Monken or any of these other guys that have options. No, we're going to go get a quarterback coach. I can't believe Dave Canales took that job, if I was being really honest.
I can't either.
I cannot believe he took that job.
I felt like nobody was going to take that job because why would you? You're going to be fired in a year. There's no way around it. This team is not going to compete for a division title again, and if they do, it's going to be the worst division 2.0
Oh, why would they? There is one possible scenario. Maybe he is a doomsday prepper that really doesn't trust the government and doesn't like paying taxes.
There you go.
Because they don't have those down there.
There you go.
No state taxes.
Yeah.
You just get your money.
Dave Canales, who was the quarterback's coach with the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, that's why that rumor is popping up. That Tampa Bay's all in on Geno Smith.
Please do it.
Go ahead. Why not?
Jamel Dean. Like I don't feel like Tampa Bay does that.
No.
Yeah, you're killed against the cap.
You don't use the franchise tag when you are this killed against the cap. You're going to have a hell of a time trying to make any cuts anyway.
Oh, your roster is about to get just absolutely gutted.
Absolutely.
By the way, you remember that thing I told you about Brady's cap hit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's confirmed. $35 million.
$35 million.
You'll pay every cent of it.
Yeah, $35 million. You're 55 over the cap right now. Geno Smith. So you're saying that the Seattle Seahawks will franchise Geno Smith just to keep him away from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
No, I think you franchise him to keep from paying him some stupid deal. Why would I pay you on the high end of the market? You have been a largely below average NFL quarterback your entire career. And now I'm going to give you 4 years for $160 million? Get out of here.
No. I wouldn't sign him to a long-term deal for
I'll
that.
franchise you for 1 year. And if I get any opportunity at any of the top 3 quarterbacks, I'm taking them.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We'll continue the franchise tag talk, plus talk free agency classes coming up in just a little bit here in the Sportsocracy. Up next, Jeremy's Bangers for the night.
The Ingles 2023 Southern Conference Downtown Dribble and Kids Fest, presented by Champion Credit Union, will be held Saturday, March 4th, 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Roger McGuire Greene at Peck Square Park. The Downtown Dribble will feature interactive games, inflatables, pep bands, cheerleaders, and parade. Each participant will receive a basketball, Downtown Dribble t-shirt, and a ticket to the noon session quarterfinal basketball games. Check-in will begin at 9:30 a.m. at Roger McGuire Greene. To register, visit downtowndribble.eventbrite.com.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com.
You are invited to dinner with us. Hello, my name is Stan Asher, lead pastor of Connection Point. I want to invite you to come and find hope, encounter truth, and experience love. We invite you to join us every Wednesday evening, 6:15 p.m. for a free meal followed by small groups, life-relevant Bible studies for every age group at 7 p.m. We also have an exciting children's ministry. We are located at 142 Elk Mountain Road, Asheville, North Carolina, 28804. Check us out on the web to learn more at connectionpointcog.org. We'll be looking for you.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers. If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Chris, this needs to go to Parkville by 3.
Joy to the holiday packages that keep coming at Jimenez Couriers.
It's coming your way, but the drop-off location is changing.
She needs delivery drivers with the gift of punctuality.
Anyone looking to pick up some overtime? Anyone?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Coffee's for closers only. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
2-3 last night in a college night that's just symbolic of the season on the whole. Xavier did exactly what I said they would do and still found a way to lose. Texas hit 12 three-pointers to blow the doors off Iowa State, who was indeed missing one of its best players. Ugh. Try to right the ship with 4 picks in college basketball on the last night before the NBA comes back. This is Greene on Greene, brought to you by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the savings. The Clemson Tigers are a 5-point favorite tonight at home against Syracuse. Look, I'd be lying if I said that Clemson hadn't let me down the last few weeks, and I'm starting to feel like Charlie Brown trying to kick the football. But Syracuse is not a good team. Clemson's been really, really tough to beat at home, and they should be able to control the glass if they can keep Syracuse from getting hot from 3. They should be able to cover. I'm trusting Lucy here and taking the Tigers -5 tonight at Littlejohn against the Cuse. Kentucky's a 2.5-point favorite tonight at Florida. If you look at their previous meeting, you might think that game was actually close. Kentucky only won by 5 in Lexington, but they absolutely imploded in the second half after taking a commanding lead early. That's pretty indicative of who this Kentucky team is. They're obviously talented, but they just haven't gelled as a team. Now they find themselves flirting with the bubble against a Florida team with nothing of real note to play for, and they're missing one of their best players in Colin Castleton, who absolutely torched the Wildcats the first time around. This is one of those spots where I'm just taking the team with far superior talent to get the win. Give me the Cats. I'll give the 2.5. And finally, the North Carolina Tar Heels are a 6.5-point favorite tonight at Notre Dame. North Carolina needs a win here bad. They have been in the news for all the wrong reasons lately, and they need a get-right game here against Notre Dame. The Irish have 2 wins the entire year, and those came against Georgia Tech and Louisville, who, if they played each other, might wind up in a 0-0 draw. As for the Tar Heels, their biggest problems come in the form of triangles. If you know, you know, and if you don't, Google it. And turnovers. Well, turnovers won't be a problem tonight because Notre Dame is one of the worst in the nation at forcing them. If the Tar Heels can hit a few threes, all right, that was too easy, and keep their hands to themselves, they should be able to rough up the Irish pretty convincingly. I'll give the 6.5, and I'm going over 148.5. For more, follow us on all the social medias at The Sportsocracy. And as always, Greene on Greene is brought to you by Ingles Markets. Love the savings with Ingles. Love the winnings with me. Mull it out.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Your record high temperatures and a taste of April continues here in late February for us. We do cool down by Saturday and into Sunday, some slightly cooler numbers, but it's 70s again for Thursday. 60 degrees our low tonight, 77 on Thursday near record high temps. Afternoon rain showers Friday, high 60, and then by Saturday, light rain showers 57. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurier-Moore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing is committed to quality and printing perfect every time. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more. Offer ends $225. See staples.com/stores/printbig for details. Try Staples and see the difference.
Dell Technologies President's Day business event starts now with deals to power America's doers and dreamers. Save on select performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for President's Day deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips, whatever you need. There's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
I'm Christine Lisi. A day after introducing new offensive coordinator Todd Monken, the Ravens are apparently ready to make another change to their offensive staff, expected to hire longtime college coach Willie Taggart to oversee their running backs. This amid the face-off between quarterback Lamar Jackson and the team. Baltimore is expected to tag him if the sides don't agree on a new deal before the franchise tag window closes March 7th. Whether it is with the Ravens or elsewhere, Jackson's next contract will be pivotal for the rest of the league, predicts ESPN NFL reporter Jeff Darlington.
Right now, if he gets that guaranteed contract, it sets into motion a new precedent in the NFL. No longer is it just one contract with Deshaun Watson. It is a trend with two, and Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and every quarterback after them will be looking for the same thing.
NHL Capitals superstar captain Alex Ovechkin rejoined his teammates at practice today. He'd been away from Washington since February 14th after the death of his father. NBA Hawks GM Landry Fields said today former Jazz coach Quinn Snyder's among those being considered to replace the fired Nate McMillan.
Isn't over till it's over. So next time you need parts for your car, don't call it quits. Go to eBay Motors. They have 122 million parts to take your car into overtime. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We're live in the Ingles Studio and always heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. You can also see us on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click that live video link. Subscribe to the channel so you can join the chat, because that is how you get in touch with the program immediately. We don't do the phone calls thing. It takes too much for me to focus on hosting the show and running the board and answering phone calls. So that's the way you contact the show, is through the YouTube page. Best comments always get highlighted. You can super chat there as well. And carry on the conversation with the rest of the members of the House of Reprehensibles, who have all the ideas, and they're taking great joy in me learning that Geno Smith is a target for my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to refuse to believe it. I just refuse to believe it. I'm going to play that game with Jeremy. Who wants you to know that? As Geno Smith's agent. Geno Smith's agent wants you to believe that somebody else thinks he's worth something.
Yeah, I mean, it's why you franchise him. That's Seattle's path anyway.
I mean, hell, you're overpaying him by franchise tagging him, so good.
Yeah, but you're only doing it for a year.
That's true.
And it keeps you competitive. I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we talked about free agent quarterbacks yesterday. So in this little segment of the program, we're going to focus on free agent cornerbacks.
There's a couple that could be franchised. In theory, your Buccaneers could franchise Jamel Dean. I don't know how it'd pay him.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're not going to.
Eagles could, in theory, franchise James Bradbury.
I don't think you do that either.
No, it makes way more sense. For Philadelphia, it makes way more sense you're sitting at 10. Devin Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez.
Right.
Easy enough.
I mean, did James Bradbury earn a $10 million pay raise with his pay this year? Absolutely.
And he's probably going to get it from the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah. Let him get that money from somebody else. I got enough to worry about as the Philadelphia Eagles with trying to figure out how I'm going to pay Jalen Hurts and keep the majority of this team together. I'm picking high so I can take a corner in the draft. I'm not doing that if I'm them.
I'm probably not either.
Who's the other corners you're thinking of that could get franchise tagged?
Jonathan Jones from the New England Patriots.
That one makes a lot of sense. But there again, Bill doesn't like paying up to secondary players, does he? So,
well, no. If you're going to do that, you should have just paid J.C. Jackson last year.
Right. Had the chance to pay J.C. Jackson.
Although that didn't go particularly well with the Go Chargers Go!
Stephon Gilmore before that. That was always a discussion.
Yeah, but he was older.
True.
I mean, and Jonathan Jones is 29. But I feel like he's one of those players. I'm looking across the free agent landscape going, that's a guy that's going to get way more money than people think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, PFF's got him at 2 years, $11 million. Over. I wish there was a way for me to bet that because I would, and I would put my ability to have fun on it for the rest of my life. I won't be shocked if he gets 2 years, $12 million per year.
Mm-hmm. I look at the crop of free agent cornerbacks, and I go, none of these guys are worth franchise tags.
I mean, Jamel Dean is. Your team just can't afford it.
Is he, though? I mean, is he that good?
Last 3 years, he's been a top 20 cornerback in the league every single year.
Mm-hmm.
Finished in the top 12 twice.
You know me. I'm cheaper than oxygen. So
yeah.
I'm not...
Well, I mean, your team is going to have to be.
When I pulled up Spot Track and I looked at the market value for Jamel Dean and it was $16.7 million, I went, yeah, I think I'm good without him.
And that's about right.
I think I'm good without him.
He'll probably get somewhere in the neighborhood of 64, 68, 72 million for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who that's going to come from? The Atlanta Falcons are the first team that jumped out at me because they have a boatload of money.
Where does he rank? Where does Jamel Dean rank for you in corners available on the market?
Number one, not close. Number one by solely because he's 3 years younger than James Bradberry.
I was going to say
Bradberry also has, for some reason, he bounces around a lot. That always makes me nervous. So you get because we saw him with the Giants and he was obviously in Carolina. But you see this guy move around and then nobody ever wants to pay him. Why? I mean, and I know absolutely nothing. It's just weird that a guy's 29 years old and he's bounced around 3 times.
Right. There could be some personality issues there. There could be, some.
And weird, the best he ever played was on the 2 best defenses he ever played on.
Absolutely.
And he's one that needs pass rush.
Yeah,
he does get a little grabby.
He's really good when everybody else is doing their jobs. He's not the guy that's going to be shut down when he goes somewhere else where he has to be the guy, where he has to be the star of the defense.
And I feel like he's probably going to do that with Jonathan Gannon in Arizona. Gannon looks at him and goes, I can bring back Byron Murphy to be the 2, who's another free agent in this class. Bradberry's my 1, and then I can build the defense in front of that. Use the early pick to go get Jalen Carter.
Yep.
That becomes my Fletcher Cox. And now we've got 5 pieces of the 11 I need for my defense.
Mm-hmm. So Jamel Dean's 1, Bradberry's 2. Then you go.
Then I go Jonathan Jones. He would be my 3. Marcus Peters falls into there somewhere.
Marcus Peters is also in my top 4.
He's just one. I don't know what to do with him. He's one of the best ball hawks we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a complete head case.
But don't you need a guy like that on your team? Well, not necessarily need a guy like that on your team, but doesn't it? Don't you like players that are a little edgy? No?
He's always seemingly every team he's ever been on, he left and they got better. Kansas City trades him to the Rams. Kansas City got better.
Yeah, but they also got a quarterback.
Rams move him to – I mean, it's not like he wasn't – I mean, they had Alex Smith when he was in Kansas City who was playing at a pretty high level. I mean, it's not like the defense was impenetrable with Marcus Peters.
Right.
I also could argue that every defense he's ever been on has gotten worse the longer he's been there. That it's just he's a talented player. I've just always had a problem with his personality.
Mm-hmm.
He strikes me as the kind of guy that thinks you're a 5 that thinks you're an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Okay. Calm down. Didn't say you weren't pretty in your own right, but
a 5 who's an 8 and his best days may be behind him.
Let me add, he's 30 years old.
Right.
I've always thought he's a little bit overrated because, yes, there are a lot of interceptions. There's a lot of he gets burnt, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I have him at 4, but it wasn't like a confident 4 because there's a handful that are right there together for me.
I was going to say most cornerbacks who have a lot of interceptions, yeah, that is a drawback.
Yeah, you know why that happens?
Because
they get thrown at a lot.
Right, and they cheat.
There's never in the history of – you cannot name me one corner that's ever had an outrageous number of interceptions that you didn't look at and go, but for why do you have that many? Yet Darrelle Revis is one of the greatest corners ever lived. I think in his entire career he had like 24. Nobody ever threw at him.
Right.
They were terrified to throw at him. So, I mean, he could go back to Baltimore. It wouldn't shock me. I don't know how Baltimore's going to make I don't know how they're going to make the numbers work. I mean, because Lamar is about to get very, very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And for once, Baltimore doesn't have the ridiculous amount of draft capital that they seem to have every year, missing their second-round pick from Roquan Smith, I'm not sure that – and with Marcus Peters, I'm not sure it wouldn't be an addition by subtraction. For some reason, him and Marlon Humphrey never seem to play well together.
Mm-hmm.
Every game I've watched, every tape I've deep dove on Baltimore, it seems like one of them plays really well and the other doesn't. That's odd to me.
Which one of these, or maybe any of these four that we've already mentioned, which one of these is the most likely to be super overpaid by Chicago?
By Chicago, I don't necessarily think that's where they're going to put their money.
Really?
They took Kyler Gordon last year. I won't be shocked if they take another one. By the way, 3-round mock drafts, individual teams coming out starting tomorrow. Started recording them today.
We know they're going to beef up the lines.
And we're using your comments. So if you said something stupid, it's entirely possible that I'm about to fire it right back at you.
Yeah. We know they're going to beef up their lines with the money that they have to spend this offseason. But that entire defense is terrible.
Well, and that's –
I mean, aside from a couple of key players, obviously.
I mean, they had, I think, third most snaps by rookies last year. So, I mean, they've got players that they like. The Chicago thing's that's not a one-year fix. That's what I have to keep screaming at Bears fans. Like, there's nothing you're going to do that's going to make you better than 6-11. So, for me, I am one of those that I build my team closest to the ball, and then I go out. That team is broken close to the ball. Mm-hmm. So if it was, do I give $72 million to Jamel Dean or give Daron Payne whatever he wants?
It's the latter. Yes.
Yeah, it's the latter. I will do the latter, and I will figure out the rest later.
Okay.
It is much easier to find a corner. I mean, look at Seattle. They had 2 rookies playing the vast majority of the year at a super high level. And guess what? There's a ton of them in this draft class, too.
Kansas City. Hell, Kansas City had 3 in the Super Bowl, didn't they?
They did. Jamel Dean strikes me as the kind of guy that's going to get super, super highly.
Agreed.
A $72 million J.C. Jackson deal that he got with the Chargers. Probably with a good team or the Falcons.
I love how you said that.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade at the Falcons.
I'm just saying
you're
it's
a team
funny.
that has money.
It's fun. Look, Carolina Panther fans laugh too. Like when you can just say, "Hey, they could go to a good team, or you could go to the Atlanta Falcons."
Hey, it's a nice stadium. That's a great place to call home.
We all got to get a kick out of that. All right, so your top 4: Jamel Dean, James Bradbury, Jonathan Jones, Marcus Peters,
and then it gets into like Cam Sutton.
He's my 5.
His good is good. His bad is awful.
Mm-hmm.
And it should tell you everything you need to know. The Steelers are not in a great rush to re-sign him, and their secondary is bad. Oh, but he can play in the slot. Great. That's cool. There's also 30 guys in this draft class that can play the slot.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always liked – that's one of those things that people say, and I go, but I mean, I get it to have somebody that's a high-level talent that can also play in the slot in case you play against an Amon-Ra St. Brown or CeeDee Lamb or something like that. We are at no lack of slot corners.
Mm-hmm.
Frank, when I did the 3-round mock draft, I think I drafted like 6 of them in a row.
Nice.
I can't do that yet. He's just a slot guy. Oh boy. Clark Phillips. Man, you fell. And then the one that I'm legitimately intrigued by is Byron Murphy.
Okay.
He's the guy that strikes me as you have been asked to do something that you don't actually do well. You've been asked to be the best corner in your secondary since Patrick Peterson left.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. He's the slot guy. He's the guy that I go, okay, he can man the slot, and I'm going to get him for like, $8 million a year. And I just see one of these smart teams doing that. Don't ask me which one. Could be, if I was just spitballing a team that I know needs that, Green Bay Packers or something like that. By the way, please keep telling me how good Eric Stokes is. I don't know I don't know where that narrative came from. The analytics don't see it either. He got torched for extended periods of time this year.
Mm-hmm. He was also playing injured. So
I mean, I get it. But, I mean, he went from, it was good, to, whew. Did he go blind? And then it's for some reason people always want to defend him to me. Even when I don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why would you draft another quarterback? I mean, okay. What do I know?
I think Eric Stokes can be a solid 2 in this league.
He'd be fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, he's not going to be Jair Alexander, but.
And then that's the other part of that's funny, mate. They just crush Jair Alexander and then defend.
We'll say that's dumb.
But
you can't do that.
I
get
feel
it.
like you do this real well.
I mean, I get it. Jair Alexander didn't have a great year this year, and so you can look at it and go, well, he's just vastly overpaid for what we got out of him. Okay.
His good was good. His bad was awful.
Right.
And his bad was predominantly against Justin Jefferson. Ain't weird. That happens a lot. Any idiot saw that Justin Jefferson was going to be a high-level number 1 receiver in this league.
Okay.
Except me.
Byron Murphy is the youngest of the free agent corners, relevant free agent corners that are on the market. Getting ready to be, I think he's 25. He's a young 25 now. So this will be his 25-year-old season. You didn't mention Rock Ya-Sin.
He's inconsistent. It really depends on where he goes. Corners like that always make me nervous that they're very system specific because he's had some good tape, but he's also had some where he looked awful.
Emmanuel Mosley is another solid. I mean, these aren't superstar guys that are going to make millions of, Well,
that's a $5 million
they're all
guy.
making millions of dollars. But
That's a $5 million guy.
Exactly. Like, he's just a role player kind of a guy. And you got Patrick Peterson still out there. That, I mean, maybe he is getting a little seasoned at this point
seasoned
in his career, but he's still decent.
Patrick Peterson is a year younger than me. And I have literally seen myself gassed walking to get a cup of coffee. Now, I'm not saying we're in the same level of athleticism
nowhere near
or physical shape. Just, 33-year-old corner. End of message, repeat the line. who's just been a sieve 2 years in a row.
And he could be.
Well, 2 of the last 3. He was pretty good at times this year.
I was going to say.
Because the other side was just an open portal in anything you wanted to do.
But maybe you could throw him on a,
He strikes me as one of these teams that already have an established one, but you need a 2 that's a title contender. Cincinnati Bengals.
Philadelphia Eagles. If you're not going to go
I'm
Bradbury.
going to draft one. With Philadelphia, I'm going to draft one if I don't take Bradbury.
Yeah,
because I know Devin Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez is going to fall right in my lap. And even if I want to wait, I might be able to take Cam Smith at 31 or Antonio Johnson, who a lot of people think is going to play on the outside.
Right.
Smart teams just don't overpay these guys. And for me, there are about 5 that are worth more than $6-7 million a year.
And that's James Bradbury, Marcus Peters, Jonathan Jones, Jamel Dean,
Byron Murphy.
And
in the message, repeat the line.
Okay. All right. The cornerback class, there are so many spots open in the NFL, upgrades that could be made for many, many teams. But again, as it comes every year, only a handful of these guys are actually impact players.
And I have to say that a couple people in the YouTube comments said, Peterson's still good. I'm not saying he's not still good. I'm saying that if you make him the 1, you're going to see him get unveiled, because I saw that the 2 previous years. This year, he was the 1 with a sieve on the other side. If he's a 2, absolutely. Philadelphia that you said, it would be fine. I would rather go rookie there. But I could see Patrick Peterson taking a run with I'm trying to think of the team off the top of my head. He strikes me as like San Francisco does this, even though he's not a great scheme fit there. Somebody like that.
But wouldn't you do that if you were Philadelphia? Wouldn't you do both?
No.
If you could get Patrick Peterson for $6 million, $7 million, something like that.
Now you're getting into hat on a hat. Teams that are having to pay quarterbacks, you don't get to go hat on a hat. You got to start finding those guys in the 5th, 6th round. That's you know what? Actually, now that I've thought about Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are the perfect place for Patrick Peterson because you got Tre'Davious White on the other side.
Yep.
He comes back healthy. Now you're catching the 2. The only thing is when you play Miami, he might need to take a sick day.
Good luck with that.
Because he's not nearly the 4-3 guy that he was about 10 years ago.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
After the break, we have what might be the greatest question that's ever been asked. It's from our buddy Armchair Commentary. It's a super chat. We'll get to it after the break. And I'm going to have to think about it in the break because neither one of these are great options.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
In Woodford, future 26 westbound at Elk Mountain Road, traffic is stop and go. 26 eastbound is slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Long Shoals Road. 26 westbound between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway, slow. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split and the Smoky Park Highway. Smoky Park Highway southbound approaching I-40 is crawling. Near the NC Arboretum, Brevard Road north and southbound is stop and go between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sweeten Creek Road southbound delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mules Gap Road. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. What do you get when you put two taco lovers in the metaverse? You get the Taco Bell Metaverse Wedding on February 24th at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Purchase on Taco Bell online from the couple's menu of favorite items from a participating Taco Bell store while supplies last.
You are invited to dinner with us. Hello, my name is Stan Asher, lead pastor of Connection Point. I want to invite you to come and find hope, encounter truth, and experience love. We invite you to join us every Wednesday evening, 6:15 p.m. for a free meal followed by small groups, life-relevant Bible studies for every age group at 7 p.m. We also have an exciting children's ministry. We are located at 142 Elk Mountain Road, Asheville, North Carolina, 28804. Check us out on the web to learn more at connectionpointcog.org. We'll be looking for you.
Of course, your favorite station is on the free iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere and listen anytime. Plus, get thousands of other stations and playlists all free. Download our free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
At Total Wine & More, save big on what you love this month with hundreds of deals. Get up to 35% off over 100 different wines and spirits, including Cabernet, sparkling wine, single barrel bourbon, and so much more. These savings are huge, and even better, they're on top of prices that are already the lowest in town. Deals this good don't last long, so visit Total Wine & More to find yours. Love what you find at the lowest price, only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
The Ingles 2023 Southern Conference Downtown Dribble and Kids Fest, presented by Champion Credit Union, will be held Saturday, March 4th, 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Roger McGuire Greene at Peck Square Park. The Downtown Dribble will feature interactive games, inflatables, pep bands, cheerleaders, and parade. Each participant will receive a basketball, Downtown Dribble t-shirt, and a ticket to the noon session quarterfinal basketball games. Check-in will begin at 9:30 a.m. at Roger McGuire Greene. To register, visit downtowndribble.eventbrite.com.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zach with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Back in the Sportsocracy in the Ingles studio, and don't forget, you can get in touch with the program immediately on the YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/thesportsocracy, subscribe, and then you can get in the comments.
And our buddy, our resident Canadian, Armchair Commentary,
little super chat action.
He asked, would you rather have Tank choose a place to eat, but it's coming out of his pocket, or have Tank draft your fantasy team?
Oh,
neither. Super aggressively. But if I had to have one, I'm going to eat the one really cheap meal.
Okay.
I would never in a million years hand you a fantasy team of mine, because it would make me mad for 17 weeks.
Absolutely.
Why in the world did you take Antonio Gibson in the 4th round?
3rd round.
All right, in this hypothetical.
He's on my sleepers list.
All right, in this hypothetical, my birthday's in like 3 weeks. You decide, lunch is on me. Where are we going?
Rocky's Hot Chicken Shack.
See, that's the winner. That's why that was the winner, because I knew. I thought he would say something like Arby's.
No, I'm better
you
than
scratch
that.
that off them ever sponsoring his list, but
I'm better than that.
I cannot imagine what world I would ever go, I'm going to stop at Arby's.
Seen me do it.
Their chicken is made of actual beaver tails. That is how dry it is. You can
I didn't even know they had chicken at Arby's.
Oh, yeah. You can put 7 sauces on it. And guess what? It is still as dry as the sole of the shoe I'm wearing.
When did that happen?
What?
Arby's used to be so good.
No, it didn't.
Yes,
It had
did.
different stuff. That's why you liked it.
Oh, because it just wasn't a burger
Because
joint?
it wasn't a burger.
Yeah.
And now they have a burger that they steam, and it's weird.
You're coming from a level of expertise here that I feel
Because
like
I got duped on that stupid Wagyu burger, and then I got it, and I went, this was cooked in the same roller that they make hot dogs at the gas station.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't understand how you get caught by that, though.
I didn't think about that until somebody pointed it out to me. They don't have a grill. How in the world did you how did you cook it? There's no grill here. They put it in boiling water and went, here's your boiled beef. You see how those things sound weird together?
But Wagyu, that's like the certain kind of cow from Japan that has to be.
And okay, I see what you did there. You made a patty and you took one little scrimpet of Wagyu and put it right in the middle.
I mean, does it actually have any Wagyu beef in it?
Well, there's probably more Wagyu beef in between the cushions of my couch, but yes, it's got some. You advertised it that way.
I mean, I don't know. We may find out in a couple of years. These aren't actually Wagyu cows. These are, I don't know. I don't know.
Andreas Pinckney in the comments said Arby's does have the best fries. Agreed.
Yeah, the curly fries.
They have the best fries.
Yeah.
Everyone should have a curly fry.
Yes.
Okay? Just every restaurant. I don't care. If you have a fryer, you need a curly fry. I don't always want a curly fry.
Hardee's, staring straight at you. Get those back on the menu, by the way.
Hardee's got rid of those?
Yes, on a national scale. And it's maddening.
Every time I go to Hardee's, it's almost like the guy at the drive-thru goes, I don't know that I want to give you a burger today. I'm going to make you sit here and wait for 7 minutes. And if you want the burger that bad, I will give it to you.
Well, it's ever since the thick burger launched, we got to cook it right when you get there.
I actually thought I was going to see a homicide at a Hardee's here. Because the guy in front of me, he was super committed to that burger. He did not get it in the timely fashion that he wanted, and he came out the window of his own vehicle.
Yeah, no, I'm better than just fast food. I mean, spur of the moment, depends on what day of the week you catch me on. We may be going to Waffle House, but if you get me on a Thursday before payday,
and I knew that was a risk. Like, I knew Waffle House was a risk if you were the one buying the meal.
Absolutely.
And I've never stepped foot in that place sober. Frankly, I'm not sure it exists.
It does.
I think Waffle House is actually a mirage that appears out of the ground after 14 domestic lights. Because I don't know that I've ever seen one in the daylight. I've never just been driving down the road at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday and going, hey, there's Waffle House. I've never done it.
I don't know why. The hash browns are fantastic.
I don't do. I got a lot of comments on this from Twitter that I've never had a Brenner. I think that's what they called it. Breakfast for dinner.
Oh yeah.
Eggs are a morning
That's just
thing.
weird.
Okay, hold on. Give me a little platitude here. Name's on the door. I'm allowed to do stuff.
All right.
If I said I'm going to have an old fashioned at 9 o'clock in the morning, would you not judge me for that?
An old fashioned, just whiskey?
Yes. If I said I was going to start doing tequila shooters at 9 a.m., are you going?
I mean, I've got
that's weird.
I've got some questions. I mean, are you on vacation? Are you in a tropical locale?
No, just Tuesday.
Yeah,
I just started. Let's say I just done it today.
Yeah, you're weird.
You're weird for eating breakfast foods for dinner.
Meeting. And you need a meeting.
And I have but only one question for you. What are you, cop?
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Your record high temperatures and a taste of April continues here in late February for us. We do cool down by Saturday and into Sunday, some slightly cooler numbers, but it's 70s again for Thursday. 60 degrees our low tonight, 77 on Thursday near record high temps. Afternoon rain showers Friday, high 60, and then by Saturday, light rain showers 57. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
In Woodford, future 26 westbound at Elk Mountain Road, traffic is stop and go. 26 eastbound is slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Long Shoals Road. 26 westbound between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway, slow. 40 westbound delays between the 26-240 split and the Smoky Park Highway. Smoky Park Highway southbound approaching I-40 is crawling. Near the NC Arboretum, Brevard Road north and southbound is stop and go between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sweeten Creek Road southbound delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by First Restoration Services of Asheville.
First Restoration Services has been responding 24/7 to property damage from water, fire, and storm damage since 1987. If you have a disaster on your property, there's only one company to call first. First Restoration Services of Asheville, 684-1582.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives you access to all. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. iHeartMedia is your access company. Go to iHeartResults.com for more.
Our communities are filled with wonderful people who make living here great. At Home Trust Bank, we're proud of that. And that's why we focus on helping homeowners prepare for what's next. Our local mortgage bankers have the experience you need and exceptional personal service you'll appreciate. Home Trust Bank is ready to help make a house your home when it's time to buy. Visit your local Home Trust branch or go to htb.com/mortgage.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
All right, we are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, and I feel like you're in the minority here, Jeremy, because it appears the house has spoken. Arby's is good, and Waffle House is good, and you're strange.
Waffle
and
House
eggs
is
are
fine
great every part of the day.
Waffle House is fine so long as the sun is down, and I am hammered. If I walk in that place stone cold sober, I will have an infarction from the fact that everything in that place is cooked in 4 pounds of butter.
Yeah, but it'll be better if you're drunk.
I just don't care.
Oh,
why do you? That's why it's my favorite state of being. Because I don't care.
Yeah, but horsey sauce is fantastic.
Gross.
And the curly fries are incredible.
Gross.
Why don't you like horseradish?
Horseradish is awful.
Oh, God.
It's just awful.
Just move on.
There's so many good spicy things, but I got this one that tastes like a plant that you pulled out of the ground and it's got an aftertaste that's awful.
Secret time, most things taste like plants because that's where they come from.
Horseradish is terrible.
All right, it's time to get weird.
So there's apparently, and I want your opinion on this, because there is a new trend in food subscriptions. Panera and P.F. Chang's are two chain locations that are now selling subscriptions for their food.
But
they're monthly fees, and you get a varying degree of things.
Like $20 a month, and I get lunch for free one day?
So it's kind of like that. And they vary. There's the Supper Club, which serves not many people. And apparently during Rona, they were getting a lot of dine-in orders. So now for $130 a month, they will give you a 3-course takeout meal for 2. I already know how you feel about that one. That wasn't what I was asking.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't pay $130 for Peter Luger's. I know you. Ruth Chris, you'd get the bill and it'd be your last meal. You'd stroke out when you saw the.
That's once a year. If that.
I was about to say.
I
will call your wife. I guarantee you. She ain't seen a meal like that since. When did Clinton go out of office?
Probably been 2 years. It's been 2 years probably since we've been to Ruth Chris.
Pulling receipts. So is this something that you would do? Because I read this and immediately went, okay, I'm a subscription dude. I got more subscriptions than some of them I don't even know how to cancel.
Right.
I can't think of a place that I would do. Because the one thing I would want you to discount is the one thing you can't discount. It's alcohol. Like if I could pay $100 a month and I got $1 off it. Wow, that was a cry for help if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, it was.
That was a cry for help if
and
I've ever heard one.
And I get $1 off of every drink I have.
That's it. That'd make my money.
Pay for itself on the first night.
That should pay for itself in a week. Hey, I'm really gaming the system here.
Nobody's shocked by that. But no,
and you know what's funny? I didn't think about that before I said it. Those are the first numbers I went to.
I don't see the point in this.
All right, that leads me to my second question. They did a survey, and apparently this is why all these chains are doing this, is because they're finding that so many people are choosing places to eat and different things because of subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those do you have?
Subscriptions?
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot.
I pulled my financial statement. I know exactly how many.
I got a lot of streaming services.
But what's the number? Just it doesn't have to be exact.
I would say 9, 10, maybe.
The average American has 6.7, and I think that is the most laughably stupid thing I've ever heard.
That makes sense.
I have 25, and I got tired of counting.
25?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I got tired of counting. That was in 2 weeks. I do everything through subscription, but for some reason I saw food, and I don't know that I want to do that.
I don't want to eat at the same place all the time.
Oh, I could eat at the same place every day. That's not I watch Eddie Fox do this every day. He eats the same thing at 10:30 every single day, and I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
If it was good enough, absolutely. Like, all right, I'll give you an example. We talked about this on the show yesterday with UNCA. I get a meatball sub every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I have to do a UNCA game, I get the big one, I cut it in half, I eat half for lunch, half for dinner. I could do that every day of my life. I could eat a Firehouse sub every single day of my life. A Jersey Mike's. But those two, to me, those two are, I just get different things from the two.
Right.
I'd eat either one of those every single day. I wouldn't even blink at it.
I guess I'm also a creature of habit. I pretty much get the same thing every time I go somewhere.
Oh, I don't. I haven't gotten the same sandwich from Jersey Mike's in like 2 years.
I don't think I've ever gotten a sandwich different at Jersey Mike's than the original 13.
Oh, there's so many. I had a club sub the other day. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I like what I like, and when I find what I like, I'm going to your restaurant to get it. I don't really stray from the norm. Subscription services for food, I'd have to hear it explained, and you'd have to do a good job at selling me on I'm getting a deal here. Like, because if I'm paying you $25 a month, what am I getting for that?
See, now I'll pay for Uber Eats. I pay.
Well, it's different.
Yeah, because I literally order probably half of my meals from that.
Right.
They send you a 40% off coupon.
I also don't go out to eat that much.
That's funny because I don't cook that much.
Yeah.
Frankly, you could steal my stove. I don't know that I would know for a week.
See, we do most of our own meals at home, and I'm eating leftovers more often than not for like lunch the next day or whatever. So I wouldn't get anything out of a subscription service, I don't think.
But now I feel the urge to call out one of the sandwich places of I will eat your sub every single day. I will never get tired of it.
Jersey Mike's, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I would do that in a heartbeat. I'd do that and document every one of them I ate.
I think we should make you have a subscription to Arby's, though, so you have to eat horsey sauce every day.
Nope, I would die of potato poisoning because I would eat nothing but 7 orders of large curly fries with Arby's sauce.
Yes, I think that's how you get pre-diabetes.
That's what actually makes me angry is that Arby's has one of the best sauces and nothing to put it on.
Not even just a regular old roast beef.
Gross.
Why?
I mean, it's food. It's literally like it's like a imitation ham sandwich. I'll pass.
Nice. All right, my story today in the weird news comes to us from social media because that's where we all live nowadays. It feels like the Kelly family. The Kelly family is a family that has a TikTok, and they do all kinds of family TikToks, and they have thousands and thousands upon thousands of viewers, and people think their stuff's funny. Well, now they're getting a lot of flack because they did something that, I can't get down with endangering your child.
Oh, this is off to a bad start.
Look, it's not like the worst thing ever, but it's also one of those things like you didn't really think this through, did you? So the Kelly family, they have a son named Cannon, and Cannon really loves roller coasters. He's a thrill-seeking child, and they go to Disney apparently a lot. So when they took Cannon to Disney this past time, he's not tall enough to get on the rides, many of the bigger rides. So they had a whole TikTok series where they made him platform shoes so he could be above the height restriction or the height requirement to get on these rides. And they posted it as new amusement park life hack. That's not a life hack. That's not how that works. That's called breaking the rules and putting your child in danger.
What are you, a cop?
I'm not a cop, but, I dare I say maybe some cops need to be involved in this scenario.
Virtually every one of those is 6 inches taller than it. Yes, it's way above what would. Trust me, it's not like, I mean, first of all, I passed all of those when I was like 6 years old because I was the Jolly Green Giant.
Of course.
But it's not like, oh, look, you got that fraction of an inch. Now you're safe. It's not how safety requirements
This is
work.
not fraction of inches. This is inches. The shoes that they made this kid, they had to put 3 pairs of flip-flops. The soles of flip-flops on the bottoms of the shoes. And then they repainted the shoes so it looked kind of normal.
So he looked like John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. Wearing 1970s platforms, and nobody noticed.
Look, I looked at it and I went, okay, there's no doubt that kid is wearing some platform shoes. Like his tennis shoes went from, just being a little bit of support to, holy cow, this kid's feet must be just on clouds because he's got 7 layers of shoe sole underneath him.
$20 an hour, huh? I'm saying. I'm just saying.
But that's the thing. Like, you understand those requirements are there for a reason. Like, a child that's not up to the height standard could slip out of the restraints. The belts don't work. The bars don't protect them. Just saying.
I believe this is the definition of one of us broke rules and one of us didn't. Because one of us asked a lot of questions. All right, so I'm sitting in a car, right? And the bar comes down. Why does it matter how tall I am? What does that matter? Is the bar going to restrict me less? because you didn't ask how wide I was. Stephen Tao asked in the comments, how does it feel to not be tall enough for something? He's curious.
Oh.
Because he nor I have never been too short for anything.
I mean, it's
Tank is still too short for some rides.
Oh, stop that.
Must be 5'8" to ride. Oh. I'll walk back to the car.
Oh. I hate you so much.
Yeah, I know you do. I'm easy to hate.
Yeah, no, we're not all 6'9" and 6'2" or whatever you are. 6'3".
You know I'm taller than that.
6'3". Right? Somewhere in there.
It depends on what doctor or convenience store I'm robbing. It's somewhere between 6'3" and 6'5".
Anyway, just in case you're wondering,
I've never robbed a convenience store. Don't at me. It's a joke.
Just in case you're wondering, it's not a good idea to cheat the height requirements for amusement parks.
Yeah, Patrick Hull has a good point. Me and Tal might be too tall for some rides.
True.
I've never had that happen, but I'm kind of surprised I've never had that happen.
Wait, how tall is Patrick Holt?
No, he was talking about Stephen Tao.
Oh.
Because he's 6'14".
Oh, I thought he was saying that he's probably okay. All right. Anyhow. So, don't do that. Don't do that.
I never understood. Oh, there's a height requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Why? You're piling me in this seat. Like
and the bar comes down, and if you're not tall enough, your body won't be held in place. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out.
But why does it matter how tall you are? It should matter how wide you are. If you're like if you're 6 foot tall but weigh like 80 pounds.
No, because it's not going to pitch you at the side. It's going to pitch you at the top of the.
Yeah.
You go over a bump, and you're going to go slipping through the bar.
Yeah, but you're still. I'm sure somebody else is getting this.
It's there for a reason.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
I was a rule breaker. What am I going to say?
Very nice. All right. So, ooh, I didn't see this. I apologize. I rarely get taken by something, by a headline that I see, but apparently A.J. Brown went all tell-all on the Tennessee Titans trade.
I'm not surprised by that.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, apparently he went on a podcast with former Titans teammate Darren Bates and former Atlanta Falcons defensive back Jalen Collins, where he went 20 minutes detailing every aspect of last April's trade. And the first thing it says that he was told by Mike Vrabel that he was not going to be traded under any circumstances. And then 5 minutes later, he got the phone call from the GM saying he had been traded. Nice. That might be worth a listen.
Is that in the same podcast where he said, if you don't pay Jalen Hurts, just go ahead and send me wherever
probably
he goes?
Is. It probably is. But I like it when one of the star players will come out and say, you need to give my guy his due.
I mean, they're always going to pay him. That's one of those empty threats. Well, if you don't pay Jalen, well, they're gonna. That's like saying, well, if you don't make your bed, what are you going to do? You're going to say, okay, contracts. They work for a reason. We gave up a first-round pick for you. We're not going to Gardner Minshew, so it's kind of an idle threat.
But they're going $50 million for him. You're convinced?
It's going to be a lot. I don't know how much, but it's going to be a lot. I keep hearing people say, oh, he's going to take a discount. He'll be the first. But Tom Brady did it. Not at the end, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Really, look at those Tampa Bay contracts he signed. He got his money back.
Oh, at the end.
Yeah, he wasn't taking any discounts at the end.
No, he got his money in the end. Feel like you get to a certain point in your career where if you're good enough, you can get paid and they can still build a team around you because people will want to come play with you. That's what happened in Tampa with Tom. I'm waiting for that to happen with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. We're going to hit that point.
Kansas City just keeps drafting guys.
Oh, I get it. But what I'm saying is
we're going to is a bad man that never gets any credit.
But we're going to hit that point in a few years where it's going to be who wants to go try to win a Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes because he wins every other year or every third year. We'll get there eventually. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slowing 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slowing approaching Long Shoals Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow between the 26-240 split and Smoky Park Highway. Haywood County 40 westbound slowing near US 276. Patton Avenue southbound is stop and go between North Bear Creek Road and Old Haywood Road. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sweeten Creek Road southbound is slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Merriman Avenue northbound in North Asheville is slowing near Edgewood Road. I'm Lyman Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by First Restoration Services of Asheville.
First Restoration Services has been responding 24/7 to property damage from water, fire, and storm damage since 1987. If you have a disaster on your property, there's only one company to call first. First Restoration Services of Asheville, 684-1582.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
Attention. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to Instagram and has struggled with eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Text TEEN to 323232 for more information. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower suggest Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms are highly addictive and cause eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation, but have done little to stop it. If your family has been impacted by Instagram addiction, you could be eligible for significant compensation. Text TEEN to 323232 if you'd like to discuss a lawsuit. Text TEEN to 323232 or call 800-768-4026 and speak with an attorney.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Motley Rice attorney John D. Hurst is responsible for this ad. Motley Rice LLC is located at 112 Capitol Street, Charleston, West Virginia 25301.
At Ingles Weather, we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park. It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zach with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. News around the NFL today. Willie Taggart getting the head coach, or not the head coach.
No, if he'd gotten a head coaching job, I would have spent 3 hours making fun of whoever hired him.
Getting the running backs coach.
Frankly,
job.
I kind of want to make fun of Baltimore for hiring him to be a running backs coach.
But for why?
Oh, because he's the worst coach in the history of coaches ever.
Doesn't even deserve a position spot.
Well, he should have gone to Dion.
He should have what?
He was going to Colorado with Dion.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's you talk. It is hard for me to say I have ever disliked a coach more than Jimbo Fisher. Willie Taggart is I think he passed him, but if he didn't, he is just a neck and neck second.
Okay, all right. Brock Purdy not going to be able to have surgery on time like he wanted to. There's too much swelling in the elbow where he tore his UCL. He's going to have that repaired. They're putting off surgery until March now, which means by the regular timetable, he'll be back just before the season starts.
Yeah, the starter for the San Francisco 49ers is Trey Lance.
Yes.
And now I would say that's completely unquestioned. So you can take that. That's one piece of the quarterback carousel that's off the table.
Well, you're stuck. I mean,
it's not stuck. I think that's what they were going to do anyway.
Yeah, but I feel like that was going to be more of a legitimate competition.
I never felt like it was. To be honest with you, Brock Purdy and Nick Mullins are pretty much the same guy. He's a great backup, and you really killed a draft pick with the last pick of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
He was never a threat to Trey Lance. The entire time I felt like everybody blew the Brock Purdy thing out of the water. Was he good? Did he make some high-level throws? Yeah. Does he have a role in the team? Absolutely. They're not tapping out on a guy they gave up that much for a 6-foot-tall quarterback that got hurt the first time somebody breathed on him.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So San Francisco will roll into next year with Trey Lance, and it'll be a make-or-break year.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee Titans getting under the cap today. They made a couple of roster moves as they released Taylor Lewan.
That was always happening.
And Robert Woods.
I do love that news was broken by Taylor Lewan's podcast. That's where we're at in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That actually is a good show, by the way. Was it called Bussin' with the Boys or something like that?
Sure. I don't think I've ever heard
good.
it.
And they released Robert Woods.
Yeah. So they saved, let's see here, $14 million by releasing Lewan.
And
$12 million, yeah, for Woods.
So now they're under the cap. They're cap compliant now.
They also cut Zach Cunningham and Randy Bullock, saving millions more. Another $10 million between those two guys.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Zach Cunningham was a $9 million savings, and Bullock was $2 million.
I feel like Tennessee's headed into a rebuild.
I feel like
that's what all of this feels like. I don't see how you're going to put these pieces back together.
Right. You have an aging quarterback. You have an aging running back. The rest of the pieces you have you got one or two decent pieces. Harold Landry, Jeffrey Simmons. End of message. Repeat the line. Maybe. I don't know.
And I keep seeing people talk about them trading up for a quarterback. Why in the world would they do that? I mean, if you're going to blow it up and be high in next year's class when you got Caleb Williams, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's come out and said, well, it's not a foregone conclusion.
He's going to.
Yeah. I don't care how much your NIL deal is. How quick do I get to that $500 million deal that Joe Burrow's about to sign? Oh, okay. I ain't staying around for my endorsement with a whatever he's endorsing.
Sports Center updates coming up next here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Your record high temperatures and a taste of April continues here in late February for us. We do cool down by Saturday and into Sunday, some slightly cooler numbers, but it's 70s again for Thursday. 60 degrees our low tonight, 77 on Thursday near record high temps. Afternoon rain showers Friday, high 60, and then by Saturday, light rain showers 57. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slowing 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slowing approaching Long Shoals Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound slow between the 26-240 split and Smoky Park Highway. Haywood County 40 westbound slowing near US 276. Patton Avenue southbound is stop and go between North Bear Creek Road and Old Haywood Road. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Sweeten Creek Road southbound is slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Merriman Avenue northbound in North Asheville is slowing near Edgewood Road. I'm Lyman Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's always has more ways for you to save. On top of their everyday low prices, pros can save big when buying in bulk. It always pays to be a pro at Lowe's. While supplies last, minimum purchase required. Selection varies by location. Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantities.
For your guaranteed biggest refund and 50% off tax prep, switch to Jackson Hewitt. 50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy delayed today's scheduled surgery to repair a torn UCL due to swelling in his right elbow. The hope is he can have the procedure done next month. Purdy's set to miss the entire offseason program and return in late August. Trey Lance, recovering from an ankle fracture, expected to be healthy for offseason activities. With what the Niners have invested in Lance, he will be their starter once the season kicks off, in the opinion of our Keyshawn Johnson.
2 years ago, they climbed all the way up to go get him in the draft. They gave up a haul to go get him. Not only that, they decided to move on from Jimmy G because he was their guy. I don't believe that Trey Lance is in the fight of his life to start for the San Francisco 49ers. If he stays healthy, he takes care of business at OTAs, minicamp, and training camp, he'll be the starter come September.
Key of Keyshawn, J-Will, and Max. NHL superstar winger Alex Ovechkin has rejoined his Capitals teammates. He'd been away from the team since February 14th following the death of his father. He's expected to return either tomorrow night versus the Ducks or Saturday against the Rangers. Washington went 0-4 in his absence.
We all know the game isn't over till it's over. So next time you need parts for your car, don't call it quits. Go to eBay Motors. They have 122 million parts to take your car into overtime. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
It is the Sportsocracy, and we are on ESPN Asheville. Always 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And you can take us with you everywhere you go with the iHeart Radio app. See us live in the Ingles studio on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click the live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. Often, we will do different topics for our daily drafts. We will do sports topics, football topics mainly, but sometimes we like to do music things and movies. And today, I guess we're just going to have to do food things. It's another Foodocracy daily draft here, because Jeremy's throwing shade at Arby's horsey sauce, and
which is gross.
That cannot stand.
Which is gross because you have one of the best sauces in fast food in the same building. Arby's sauce is phenomenal. The only problem is they don't have anything to put it on.
Gross.
You're gross. Arby's sauce is awesome.
Nah.
Every time Amy stops at an Arby's, I specifically ask her, get as much Arby's sauce. Because she doesn't, I mean, she's fine with it. But get as much of that as they will put in the bag, because I do not want to have to go to Arby's to get that.
So what do you put it on?
If it's from Arby's, it's their curly fries, because that's about the only thing I like.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll also put it on fried chicken sandwiches. So good. It's like barbecue sauce on steroids.
Okay. All right. So today in the daily draft, sauces. Best fast food sauces. You can weigh in the comments. Draft along with us, and all right, I'll give you first pick here, Jeremy.
Well, so they did a survey of this, and one sauce won going away, but I know you're not going to take it, so I don't feel like I have to.
Okay.
The best sauce that you can physically get, and now I feel like at least early on we have to go at least vaguely close to here.
Okay.
Zax sauce. Zax sauce from Zaxby's is phenomenal. It goes on any chicken. It doesn't matter. It goes on French fries. It is just absolutely lovely.
It's interesting that you say that. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that have horseradish in it?
It might. I mean, I can do a little bit of it. I don't want a sauce to be that by itself. That's gross.
Okay. I just had to ask the question because that is one of my favorite sauces. But it's pretty much every sauce that I like kind of has that spicy little kick to it, and the horseradish is generally one of the kickers to that, or is the kicker to those sauces. Interesting. No, apparently it doesn't. I had to look it up. I
didn't think it did, but it might.
So Zach sauce is apparently mayonnaise, ketchup,
which every great sauce starts with ketchup,
garlic powder, Worcestershire sauce, freshly ground pepper.
I don't actually know what Worcestershire sauce is, but it seems to be in a lot of things I like.
You don't cook with Worcestershire sauce?
I mean, I'm sure I do. I'm sure it's in some recipe I use. I just don't know what it's for. Like, I've never gone, it's really missing the Worcestershire.
You typically put it on steaks. I mean, beef.
Oh, no. Salt, pepper, end of message, repeat the line.
Stop that.
People doctor up steaks, okay? Stop doing that.
Yes, we do, because it's delicious.
Don't put, like, weird seasonings and, I marinated it in maple syrup and soy sauce. Stop, okay? You get a good steak, you know what that bad boy needs? Salt, pepper, a little sear, flip her over. And away it goes.
Mm-hmm. Is that how they did your Wagyu beef at Arby's?
Nope. They dipped that in soy sauce, then they put it in a plastic bag and boiled it for 43 minutes, and then they gave it to me.
All right. Best sauces here.
And this is limited to fast food sauce.
Fast food sauces.
You have to be able to get this through a drive-through. See, a lot of people say in the white sauce that you get it doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
That is also wonderful.
It is. You went Zaxby's. I feel like I have to go Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
And I have to go Chick-fil-A sauce. And then I'm going to go Polynesian sauce because nobody does the sauces better than Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A sauce, it took me a long time to come around on that. Like, I don't know what it was about it that I did, the tanginess, the sweetness of it. I'm not sure what really put me off about it originally. But over the years, I've grown quite fond of the Chick-fil-A sauce. Polynesian sauce has been my A1 since day one. Since I discovered Chick-fil-A chicken.
So all the rest of you are talking
good.
about Waffle House after a night out. Yeah, my favorite, frozen chicken tendy. Throw that bad boy in the air fryer, cover it in Polynesian sauce because I have the big bottle. It's the only sauce that I actually order. Well, I may have played that wrong because I do like the Polynesian sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like I don't have to take that one because again, I just don't think you're going to do it.
Okay.
This is an oldie but a goodie, but it's the OG of the sauce world. It's McDonald's barbecue sauce. McDonald's has the best barbecue sauce on the planet. Because I'm going to be honest with you.
And that's what a lie sounds like.
I don't really like their chicken. I mean, their chicken nuggets are fine. That is only an apparatus used to get barbecue sauce into my mouth. That is it. That is all that little... I don't even know what their chicken nuggets are made out of, and it's probably beaks, and I don't care because it is a conduit into my face.
Yeah. The barbecue sauce at McDonald's is not even the best sauce that they have at McDonald's.
Oh, 100%. It's the only sauce I don't know that I've ever gotten another sauce.
Your taste buds are broken. Because that is the absolute worst barbecue sauce on the planet. I don't know who ever thought that up. Like, you go crazy every year for the McRib when it comes out.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I always say, it'd be great if it didn't have that crappy sauce on it.
Oh, it's so good, and it's because of that sauce, and that slander will not be tolerated around here. Because if you talk ill of the McRib, whatever endangered species it is that we keep making it out of will get sad and fly back to its homeland.
Don't worry. We can always go get more rats in New York City.
It's fine. I don't care if it's rat. I don't care if they make it out of rat tails. I will eat that. People always say, you wouldn't like it if you knew it was made out of. I bet you I would.
100%.
I will bet you I would.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's pig snoots and hooves. I don't care. I will eat it.
All right, Jeremy, your next pick.
I don't know your feelings on this place.
Okay.
So I feel like I have to take this right now. It's Popeye's Blackened Ranch.
Yeah, I'm good.
Really?
Yeah, I'm good.
I would put that on my flip-flop and eat it.
I don't know that I've ever had it, actually.
I'm oversold that.
Not a huge fan of the Popeyes.
Oh, stop it. Popeyes is phenomenal.
I mean, their chicken's good.
Frankly, you know what the recipe to success with Jeremy is? Take a bird, just any bird. Doesn't have to be a high-quality bird.
Mm-hmm. As long as it's not a drone.
Bingo. And make it tasty, and then give me a sauce to pepper it with. End of message. Repeat the line.
Okay.
That's the only way I like birds.
So this
is between a nice buttery golden bun with pickles and sauce.
Popeyes what? Ranch?
Blackened ranch. It's got
ranch.
like blackening seasoning in it. Oh, my good gracious.
I'm sure it sounds okay, but here's another thing. There's not a restaurant outside of a mom and pop restaurant that I want to eat your ranch. None of them.
You're a ranch snob.
I am a ranch snob. 100%.
You once weighed 700 pounds and you're a ranch snob. How is that possible? Okay, I might have overvalued that by
a few hundred pounds. It's okay.
20 or 30.
All right, best sauces, fast food restaurant sauces in today's daily draft here in the Sportsocracy. And all right, you said local, right? All right.
I mean,
so
for
I
the
can't
first,
take that one because
we're probably to a point you can take some that aren't local. Because I've got one that I know you've never had that I've just been saving until the end.
I'm pretty sure this is not even on your radar, so I'll hold on to it for last. There are none of these around here, so.
Well, just remember that doesn't stop me from anything. I've traveled all over the country.
This is true. I've never heard you talk about this place, though, so we'll see. We'll see if it gets back around to me. You'll know. You'll know, by God, you'll know if you take it. I'm going to go with I believe this counts. It is the Wisconsin cheddar cheese sauce at Culver's. They give you cheddar cheese to dip your fries and your nuggets and things in. I mean, I feel like you've already beaten all other sauces at that point. I mean, aside from the Chick-fil-A sauce.
So I'm going to tell you a little secret.
Yeah.
I have never eaten at a Culver's.
You must.
I have never eaten at a Culver's.
And we need to change that.
There has never been one even vaguely convenient to me, ever. The one in South Asheville. South Asheville's like Narnia to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't cross the Patton connector like ever, except to go to Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, 629 Brevard Road, and that is what a promo sounds like.
The Patton connector.
I don't go south of that. The Bowen Bridge, whatever you want to call it. That nightmarish spot where it turns where you learned if you could be a NASCAR driver for 800 feet.
Yes.
Is that better? Would you rather me call it that? What? Now I have to know, what do you call it?
The Bowen Bridge?
Okay.
I mean, it's...
All right, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of it. Before that, it was the Westgate Bridge.
The Westgate has never existed in my conscious life. I mean, I know it has things, but it's never had a thing that I really went to.
Or is the Smoky Park Bridge forever? Even though it's not Smoky Park.
I was about to say,
right.
It's not anywhere near Smoky Park.
We always called it the Smoky Park Bridge. I don't know. And then, of course, after the firefighter died, Jeff Bowen, they renamed it after him.
That
it's
I
the Bowen Bridge.
Understand.
Yeah.
But that happened after I started calling it the Patton Connector, so I don't ever think of that.
Yes. Okay, I got you. All right, so I'm going Culver's cheese sauce. It's not like a nacho cheese.
It's a white cheddar cheese.
It's a Wisconsin cheddar. Oh, so good. So good. And then it's Arby's. It's Arby's sauce. It's not the Arby's sauce, it's the Arby's horsey sauce. Because that stuff is what dreams are made of. I can do without the Arby's sauce. I would much prefer having the Arby's sauce because I like to mix them together.
Okay, we're totally going to have an undrafted free agent here because I guarantee you're not going to say the one I'm going to say. So I'm going to go the actual Arby's, the barbecue imitation, whatever it is, whatever that sauce is. I've never been able to put my thumb on exactly what that is.
It's like a barbecue sauce.
It's like barbecue, but it's not.
Way better than McDonald's barbecue sauce.
I am not factually accurate because the Arby's sauce on a McRib would not be the heaven in my face hole that the McRib is.
It'll make it better.
All right, there's a chance you would take this one, so I'm going to take it right now. The Wendy's Ghost Pepper Ranch.
Ooh.
So good.
And it's the spice in that. See, the ranch itself is not very good.
No, it's not at all.
But the spice in it, I'll give you that. I had forgotten about that. That's a relatively new thing.
Yes, and it on their chicken nuggets, which are far superior to McDonald's, is just divine. Especially in the biggie bag where you get 4 that are a nice little appetizer for your drive home.
Okay, all right. And then, it's my turn.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to do this. So we don't have any of these around here. I think the closest one, you got to go down to like southern Georgia to find one. But it's Whataburger. And they have a spicy ketchup.
No!
That is phenomenal. No! Was that on your list?
That's the one I've been sitting here waiting to take.
That's great.
I didn't think you had ever stopped at one of those in your life.
Okay, here's the thing. All right, so Jeremy, you and I have been partnered up for a while, and I don't know how this never came up in conversation, but for some reason, Whataburger never came up in conversation. That is my wife's favorite fast food restaurant on the planet. Anytime we go anywhere near the area where Whataburgers exist, we have to go. And the spicy ketchup was the first thing that I went, okay, I can get down with this place.
I did this so badly. I got absolutely annihilated. Every time we do food.
See, I thought you were going to get, because I mentioned Raising Cane's, and I've never eaten there. We went to
they have a very it's a very good
and
sauce.
I meant to go there this weekend because they have Raising Cane's now in Charleston.
I can't believe I lost at my own topic.
That is hilarious. That's the one I was talking about. I didn't know that you were going to take it because I didn't know if you had ever been there.
Well, when you said RB sauce, I assumed you were taking the good one. And okay, so now I'll have to take spicy ketchup. I didn't know you'd ever been to one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't often just say I got absolutely dog walked, but I did. This is one of those times that I don't even feel like putting this on social media because this is just, hey, here's Jeremy's public embarrassment on full display.
We got points for Andreas Pinkney. Thank you. He said, yeah, Tank is killing this one. It's the time to wave the white flag.
Yeah, this is, you know what? I'm not even going. I mean, do we want to go undrafted free agent?
I mean, you started well. You started well with the Zach sauce. And then McDonald's barbecue, gross. Popeye's ranch, the blackened ranch.
Oh.
Okay, I've never had it, but I'll try it. Arby's sauce, not a fan unless it's mixed with the horsey sauce, the better of the sauces. And then the ghost pepper ranch from Wendy's. I go Chick-fil-A sauce, Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A, Culver's cheese, Arby's horsey sauce, and the spicy ketchup from Whataburger. All right, who's your UDFA? Or what is your UDFA?
It was going to be the spicy ketchup.
Oh.
That was where I was headed with that. I didn't think I had to.
Sad. So sad. I guess if I'm going UDFA, is it the zesty sauce from Burger King? Is that what they call it?
That's only good on onion rings. Though.
It is.
All right. So
it's good on their fries, too.
All right. Now, if you're going zesty, I'm between two. And one of them's not technically a fast food sauce.
Okay.
I'm going to do it anyway.
We'll
the garlic sauce from Papa John's.
Okay. All right. See, yeah. That's thinking outside the box, although it's pizza, so it's in a box. But still, I like where your head's at with that one.
The Papa John's that we order from has a drive-thru.
Okay. So. All right. Not bad. I feel like I do feel like I won that one.
There's no doubt you won that one. There's no doubt you won that one.
But it was a valiant effort for everyone. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We'll talk running backs in NFL free agency coming up next.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is stop and go 240 eastbound between exit 3 and exit 4A. 240 westbound slow between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slow between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. NC Highway Patrol reporting 40 eastbound near Canton at Champion Drive. An accident has the shoulder closed. Patton Avenue southbound crawling between North Bear Creek Road and Old Haywood Road due to an accident. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue northbound near Edgewood Road is slow. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road moving from Sandhill Road to Bavard Road, delays. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. What do you get when you put two taco lovers in the metaverse? You get the Taco Bell Metaverse Wedding on February 24th at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Purchase on Taco Bell online from the couple's menu of favorite items from a participating Taco Bell store while supplies last.
Mom, Dad, let's talk. Before you know it, I'm out of here. I want to go to college. Or start a business. My allowance ain't gonna cut it. Ooh, sorry I said ain't.
The UNest app puts smart investing tools right in the palm of your hand. And with the UNest gifting link, friends and family can contribute to your child's account. Start investing today. Download the UNest app from the App Store or Google Play. See terms and conditions at unest.co. That's UNEST.co.
You are invited to dinner with us. Hello, my name is Stan Asher, lead pastor of Connection Point. I want to invite you to come and find hope, encounter truth, and experience love. We invite you to join us every Wednesday evening, 6:15 p.m. for a free meal followed by small groups, life-relevant Bible studies for every age group at 7 p.m. We also have an exciting children's ministry. We are located at 142 Elk Mountain Road, Asheville, North Carolina, 28804. Check us out on the web to learn more at connectionpointcog.org. We'll be looking for you.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives you access to all. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. iHeartMedia is your access company. Go to iHeartResults.com for more.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt-Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
That just goes to show I don't always suck at drafting.
How is it that you rarely ever win sports things? We host a sports show, but we talk about food. I get annihilated like every time we do this.
To be fair, I have way more experience in food than I do in sports. I know you're going to be shocked by that, but as formerly Fat Tank Spencer, I spent a lot of time and a lot of passion into food things.
I also eat like an 8-year-old, according to my wife. So, a whole lot of McRibs, a whole lot of chicken nuggies. It's just the truth.
It's very true.
Our buddy football Farley, Brian Haynes, chimed in and said we totally missed the boat on not having hot mustard from McDonald's. I've never had that.
I mean, it's... do they still have it?
Yeah. I feel like
I remember years ago, you could get the usuals, but the hot mustard always came in packets. Like it didn't,
No, it's in the cup.
They didn't have a cup.
Yeah, it's in the cup.
Okay. So I mean,
I don't ever get it.
I don't like the honey mustard. That's another thing. I'm like a honey mustard snob.
Oh, I love honey mustard.
And so I'll order it from a place, but I won't ever really like it. I'll just work my way. It's like ranch. It's the same thing. Like no one makes it as good as I do. And I just kind of bear it.
See, but now I will never put honey mustard on a salad.
No.
I see people do that, and why?
Yeah.
But why? It's good, but it's not good in that platform.
Yeah, some people people have their own proclivities for things.
See,
that they
salad
like.
dressing for me, it's either Thousand Island or Caesar.
Now I can do the whole gamut on salad dressings.
You lose me at vinaigrette.
I love them all.
I'm out.
There's something to like about all of them. Vidalia onion, that like honey mustardy kind of Vidalia onion stuff. That's so delicious. Blue cheese, 100%.
I would eat my sunglasses before I would
Just
eat blue cheese.
drown that thing in some blue cheese dressing.
I got a sandwich not long ago that had blue cheese on it. I didn't notice it for a minute, and then once I did notice it, it's Seacrest out.
Really?
This is over.
I'll even do like French and Catalina dressing if
I don't even know what that is.
Take a wild hair.
I don't even know what that is. I'm a creature of habit.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's absolutely fine. All right, you are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. The free agency period, not open yet, obviously. We're doing franchise tags, but we're looking ahead to the free agency class. And it's time to talk running backs because they're actually a good.
This is probably the deepest position in free agency.
I mean, there's a good couple of handfuls of running backs that
the only
could
problem
be
is
impacts to your team.
The only problem, I don't know where any of these guys would go. Like Tony Pollard. I love Tony Pollard and have for a long time. Who's going to pony up big money for him? I mean, I've heard the Buffalo Bills, but I don't know that I buy that. My fear with him is, can he hold up to a full workload? And if he can, why has Dallas never given him one?
Well, because they're paying Ezekiel Elliott $16
But if you're worried about
million.
what you're paying somebody, then that explains to me why you're the Dallas Cowboys. My fear is that they have a legitimate health fear of why Tony Pollard can't hold up to
And
that.
maybe they do.
And the first time he got even close to a full workload, he got hurt. That was a freak thing. He broke his leg. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree with him changing the rule, by the way, on the tackle, the hip drag tackle, where you can't drop your hip if you grab a guy from behind?
I mean, it kind of falls into the same vein as the horse collar, so I get it.
That's what I'm
I mean, I get why you're doing it. I'm just, as time goes on, I really am glad I don't have to tackle anybody because I'm not sure what it is you're expecting me to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, well, let's just make it official. Let's go two-hand touch and flags.
There was nothing that ever made me angrier than the you can't pull hair that comes out of the back of the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. That's
part
a
of the uniform,
choice.
isn't it?
Not anymore. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, if you have hair that comes out of the back of your helmet, you can be drugged down by that just as easily as you can be drugged down by anything else.
Yeah.
Because the Players Association lost their minds and went, that's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And you're more than welcome to make the choice, but it makes it virtually impossible to tackle you.
See, I look at this free agent running back class, and I think the top 3 free agents that could possibly hit the market, I don't think they're going to hit the market because I think all their teams need to franchise.
Well, Saquon's who you should franchise.
Saquon needs to be the franchise for the New York Giants.
No doubt, because you cannot risk losing him.
Absolutely.
He is too important to your offense.
And you're probably getting a discount by getting him at $10 million for the running back tag this year.
And then I get to see him. Is he going to be healthy again? I can play this game twice.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me and giving contracts to running backs.
Yep. I'll franchise tag him. I'll see what happens, and we'll play this game because I don't have any fear that he's going to sit out or anything like that.
No. If he would accept 3 for 36, would you do it?
Yes.
I would too.
Yes, absolutely. Josh Jacobs with the Las Vegas Raiders. I would
just get that
tag
done, though. I just want to get it done with Josh Jacobs.
But the franchise tag is if you can't get the deal done.
I mean, and I understand that.
Right.
That's what it's meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to get it done with him. He is one of the only players I have that is not getting into that nebulous spot with age. I just want to get a 3 or 4 year deal done with him.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to hate the last year? Maybe. But I know he's going to be my workhorse for 3 years. And with the Raiders, I don't have the greatest history of drafting well, and you have not done anything that makes me feel warmer and fuzzier about that.
Yeah, if you're going, 4 years for Josh Jacobs? Would you go
he's
4
another
years
one
at 50? Because I feel like that's what his agent would probably demand.
Probably. I mean, and I wouldn't want to, and I would front load that deal sideways just to make sure it's not an albatross. That's where teams screw up running back contracts. If you don't front load with a running back, at some point that deal is going to be awful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see quarterback numbers exploding. Have you noticed running backs get less now than they've ever gotten before? There's a reason for that. Because virtually every running back we've ever paid, by the end of that deal, it was a nightmare.
I'm taking every opportunity I can to get a discount. And I obviously, Mr. Cheaper Than Oxygen. I'm getting a discount with Saquon Barkley. I'm getting a discount with Josh Jacobs. And I feel like I'm going to get a discount with Tony Pollard. I would franchise tag him. Because I feel like he will be a guy that a lot of teams will, well, not a lot of teams, but a handful of teams will look at and go, yeah, he's worth $13, $14 million. Okay, well, franchise tag him for 10. Let's see how it goes, because Zeke's irrelevant. I know they still play him and they still give him a lot of tote, and they love his pass blocking abilities and all of that. That's fine. But what I'm going to do this offseason, I'm going to get Ezekiel Elliott to take a pay cut, whatever that looks like. And Tony's going to be the feature back from now on.
That's the way it should be. I mean, there are analytical reasons to say that Ezekiel Elliott's not even an NFL caliber running back, let alone a starter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's in the 60s in many, many categories. And things we think he's good at. You think he's a halfway decent pass blocker. It doesn't show that way.
Really?
Do you think he's good in short yardage? It doesn't show that way either. So for me, it's you get Tony Pollard done at all cost.
Okay. All right, we'll continue with the running backs right after this on ESPN Asheville. Plus, most important message of the day is coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Your record high temperatures and a taste of April continues here in late February for us. We do cool down by Saturday and into Sunday, some slightly cooler numbers, but it's 70s again for Thursday. 60 degrees our low tonight, 77 on Thursday near record high temps. Afternoon rain showers Friday, high 60, and then by Saturday, light rain showers 57. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is stop and go 240 eastbound between exit 3 and exit 4A. 240 westbound slow between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slow between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. NC Highway Patrol reporting 40 eastbound near Canton at Champion Drive. An accident has the shoulder closed. Patton Avenue southbound crawling between North Bear Creek Road and Old Haywood Road due to an accident. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue northbound near Edgewood Road is slow. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road moving from Sand Hill Road to Bavard Road delays. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. What do you get when you put two taco lovers in the metaverse? You get the Taco Bell Metaverse Wedding on February 24th at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Purchase on Taco Bell online from the couple's menu of favorite items from a participating Taco Bell store while supplies last.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers. If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Chris, this needs to go to Parkville by 3.
Joy to the holiday packages that keep coming at Jimenez Couriers.
It's coming your way, but the drop-off location is changing.
She needs delivery drivers with the gift of punctuality.
Anyone looking to pick up some overtime? anyone?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Did you know that Ingles sells more organics than any other grocery store? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA Choice and Prime meat? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag.
Tired of getting dinged by monthly fees on your checking account? You need Simple Checking from Home Trust Bank. With Simple Checking, you get all the essential checking services for free, including 100% online access and a free Visa debit card. It's everything you need from a checking account, but no hoops, no surprises, no monthly fees. Stop by today or call 800-627-1632. Simple Checking at Home Trust. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back in the Sportsocracy, and it's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes!
Yeah, we'll go to California for my Don't Do Crime story today, as the Cookie Monster has showed up at the Santa Cruz Wharf. And the Cookie Monster shows up every day, or not every day, but when tourists are about, the Cookie Monster shows up to take pictures with the kids. It's a nice little fun family environment, right? Well, here's the problem. If you take the Cookie Monster's picture without giving him money of some kind, he turns into an evil Cookie Monster and starts yelling at the family and harassing people. The Santa Cruz Police Department has now come out and said that we are hearing all of the complaints about the harassment on the Santa Cruz Wharf from Cookie Monster, who has now been identified as 59-year-old Adam Sandler. Not that Adam Sandler. It's not that guy. But the funny part to this is, to me, is that this is not the first time this guy has done this. The same guy got banned. BANNED, banned from the city of San Francisco.
Not BAND. So right. Not like guitars and music.
Just a few years ago, he was banned from the city of San Francisco because he used to dress up like Elmo, go to their wharf, and do the same thing, threatening people and such. One of the great quotes from this news story here from KRON TV says it tells that Sandler is a transient. He travels in his van from city to city. Who's shocked? I'm going to say a grown man with Sesame Street outfits traveling in a van.
Yeah, you're off to a bad start.
That's bad.
That feels like crimes, and there's no actual crime in what you just said, but it sounds like crimes.
A city official in Santa Cruz said in this news story that that if it was safe, she was asked if it was safe for children to take photos with the Cookie Monster, and she said, I think it's safe, but I also wouldn't want to take a picture with him because there's no reason that the Cookie Monster should be threatening to kill children and their families.
Cookie.
Yeah. This guy's got a checkered past, by the way. He is...
I'm shocked.
Yeah. Apparently, they also uncovered the fact that back in the mid-'90s, he was running a website out of Cambodia where he would get the Cambodian women to do things on camera. And he thought he was just doing a public service, keeping them out of the street walking game.
Not a good guy.
No, not a good guy. So if you're in Santa Cruz for any, by any chance, Cookie Monster comes up, you just go, no, I'm good. We don't need any cookies today.
My story comes from Suffolk County, New York. What is the number one thing that irritates me in this world?
The word fair.
What is the number two thing in this world that irritates me?
Open-toed sandals. Oh, no, you wear those.
I was about to say I do that all the time. Stupid things that people do for social media.
Yep.
5 juveniles and 1 adult were arrested Monday for damaging fences in Suffolk County. I'm going to tell you what they did, and I'm going to see if you can figure out what this TikTok challenge is. At 1 a.m. Monday morning, loud noises were heard around a Center Reach, New York home. They found the 5 juveniles and 1 adult, all males, ranging in ages from 12 to 18.
Okay.
They were running through a fence simultaneously.
But for why?
And when I say they were running through a fence, I mean they were literally doing like the Bugs Bunny turn the impression of your body through the fence. A, that is way harder than you think it is. B, I wish they had gotten this on film so I could see these 6 morons run into this fence at full speed, because that would give me a lot of enjoyment. It's a part of a TikTok challenge. What do you think they are emulating? What famous entity would run through walls and maybe throw out a catchphrase that was something to the effect of, "Oh, yeah."
The Kool-Aid Man.
It's the Kool-Aid Man challenge, which apparently is what the future leaders of this world are doing on TikTok, is running through fences and different things and go, "Oh, yeah," on the other side. Okay, I'm going to make just a sweeping declaration. If it ever starts with TikTok and ends with challenge, don't do it. It's a bad idea. It could possibly harm you greatly, or it could completely destroy someone's fence like these 6 morons did. Just...
Did they ever actually crash through the fence?
Of course they didn't. They don't think it, because the youth of this world doesn't really think more than 25 seconds ahead. I'm 130 pounds. I'm looking at the mugshots. The heaviest one here, it looks like they're about $140.
Okay.
I got news. None of them built like me.
Toss you like a rag doll.
And it would be very difficult for me to break through a fence. At 6'5", 245 pounds. 4 of you could do this at once. I don't like your chances. And these are the future leaders of America. You want to know why Jeremy drinks? That's why Jeremy drinks. Because one day, we're going to have to elect a president from that.
Yes.
And that terrifies me. I can't wait for the first presidential candidate. You mark my words, it's coming, where they do their entire campaign on TikTok.
Yep.
Every event, they're just, I'm here at my campaign rally, and I got all these people. And I will vote for anyone else. I will vote for Tank Spencer before I vote for you.
We've already had a president who lived on Twitter, so I don't see how TikTok is going to be that big of a leap.
Well, it's fine. We got a president now who doesn't know where he's living.
No, I'm waiting for the debate question of, did you or did you not, when you were the approximate age of 12, eat a Tide Pod? Yes.
Yeah, I ate like 11 of them, which is why I'm running for president. Do it on both sides of the aisle, folks. It's all lunacy. It's all lunacy.
It is the Sportsocracy, and the running back class for the free agents this year in the NFL. I don't know, would you say star-studded list?
It's very good.
You got Saquon, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard.
Those are the high
all at the top.
Those are the top 3.
And then you go David Montgomery.
Who, if the Chicago Bears let him walk out of that building, do not be surprised, Bears fans that love to call me a moron, don't be surprised when I take a victory lap of, so you keep telling me how you need better weapons, and then you let the best offensive weapon you had go.
Right. That's another one. $10 million for David Montgomery. I would consider franchise tagging
If I was
him.
David Montgomery, I swear to you, I would change my phone number. And if the Chicago Bears ever got it, my response would be, new phone, who dis?
Yeah.
Because I will go play anywhere else. You have somehow managed to take one of the best running back prospects I've ever seen and turned him into he's good. Is there anybody on this list that would shock you less that they wind up somewhere else and then next year they're a Pro Bowler than David Montgomery?
No.
It wouldn't me either. That's the one. If I'm the Chicago or the Buffalo Bills, that's who I'm after.
Yeah, as god awful as that offensive line was at times during, and you can say they were better this past year, okay, but for the last 2 years before that, they were god awful.
Yeah.
And David Montgomery was still a good running back in this league.
That's the one I look at and go, you're going to wind up on a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell you which one it is. And you're going to be a stud.
I could see that happening. Miles Sanders. The great Sasquatch of the NFL. You always tell us.
He's the horsey sauce of the NFL. You tell me how great it is, and
Right.
I just don't see it.
You tell us how good Miles Sanders is. You tell us how much he's capable of. But do we ever really get to see it? Yes, he has pop games, but for the most part, I mean, it's inconsistency and injuries that's going to stand in his way from getting a payday.
Well, and somehow he can't find a coach that is willing to just give him a full workload. He's another one I could see going into a, and not because I don't think Philadelphia just is obsessed with using 4 running backs at a time. It doesn't matter who the coach is. We used to complain about Chip Kelly with LaShawn McCoy because they get to the 1 yard line and then all of a sudden it was anybody else.
Yep.
LeGarrette Blount. I don't know if Philadelphia brings him back. I feel like there's a better than 0 chance they draft Bijan Robinson at 10.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the gnashing of teeth when I do that. Like, no matter what team I give Bijan Robinson to, their fans lose their mind. He's the best player in this draft class.
It's a running back, and everybody's gonna. Everybody, not everybody, but there are a lot of people who are gonna rankle at that.
Well, and you know what's funny? When I first started doing drafts, every single year people would say, "Oh, well, where are the running backs? That's an important position too." And now, this many years later, it's completely flipped. It doesn't matter who the running back is. I don't want him.
Well, because who rules the roost? Who runs the NFL? Quarterbacks and wide receivers. Those are the straws that stir the drink in the NFL. Running backs are a dime a dozen, and I wouldn't pay one. Big money.
And for me, I want to have a young running back at all times. The old I can't think of his first name now. It's the old Green Bay Packer philosophy with quarterbacks. We take a quarterback every single year. If one of them pans out every 5 years, then great. If it doesn't, Is it Scott Wolf? I know his son's name's Elliott, but for some reason
I don't know.
his first name's not registering with me. I would do that. I'm to the point of I would do that with running backs. I would take a flyer or a priority undrafted free agent on a running back every single year. And I'm going to, because there's so many good ones. I mean, just look at the free agency as you go down it. All right, so you take the 5 that we've already talked about. We have not said Kareem Hunt, Rashad Penny, Jamal Williams, who led the league in touchdowns last year.
Yep.
Raheem Mostert, he can never stay healthy. I get it. That's a stacked class of running backs.
You did not mention Damian Harris, James Robinson, Deontay Foreman.
James Robinson's an exclusive rights free agent. He ain't getting out of New York.
Oh.
Yeah, he ain't getting out of I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure he would live to, but he's not going to.
But, I mean, but that's how deep this class goes. You've got starting level running backs 1 through 13 or 14.
No doubt. If you're in need of a running back, this is a year that you're going to be able to go get somebody that has been at least a serviceable to good starter in this league for nothing.
And I was going to say, and what does the massive supply do to the price?
Oh, it drives it down.
Exactly.
That's the reason that I'm looking at Saquon Barkley going, I'm not sure I don't want to just get this deal done. I'm not sure I don't want to just pay you. Because this is the most flooded you will ever see this market. So, why not? All right, 3 years, $36 million. You're not getting more than that.
Yeah.
We've learned this lesson. I'm not giving you $15 million a year unless you're Christian McCaffrey, and even then, I do it with gritted teeth. I think Saquon can be that, but the injury history is still in the back of my head. I can't just do that blindly. So, I mean, there's a lot of great value at running back.
And I think also you were talking about draft picks. With draft picks, because Andreas Pinkney in the comments says that somebody in their mock draft had him falling to his Saints. And he said he would have a stroke. He'd be so happy with that.
Bijan
Robinson is that dude.
Well, and that's what people do in mock drafts. It's one of the things I've always prided myself that I don't do is start thinking about ancillary things like that for clicks.
Mm-hmm.
That's because, and Eric Miller asked, is Kamara going to play this year with the legal stuff? Yes, he's going to play. Is it possible there's a suspension? Yes, because there's a video that does not look particularly good for him.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, Bijan Robinson's not going to fall that far. I don't see how he gets past the LA Chargers. I feel like that's their 1B, 1A, 1B, and 1C.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that doesn't work out, we'll take Jordan Addison, replace Keenan Allen with him, and we're good. But the drop-off from Bijan, I had Jahmyr Gibbs pretty close, and then the more I've watched him, the more I'm not so sure of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think now I've got him more in the mid to late second round. And then there's about 40 that could go anywhere from the middle of the third round to the end of the fifth.
But how many times do we have how many times do we have prospect classes, especially at running back, that we go boom, 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 like these are the top 4 guys, these are the guys that you're killing yourself to get over with. And then you go back a year, 2, 3 years later, and you look at the bottom of that list. Like the guys ranked at 10, 11, 12, those are the guys that were worth something. So I think that's where a lot of people go, I don't know if I want to run it back.
Well, I mean, and you see a team like Kansas City go get an Isaiah Pacheco that completely changed the offense.
Yes.
This is one of those years I'm not so sure that's going to happen. You're going to see Bijan, and he's going to be special. I don't care where he goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have him even higher than I had Breece Hall last year, and I would have him higher than I have Breece Hall right now.
Wow.
That's how good he is. But then you've got a serious drop-off, which tells me that you'll see those guys drafted, but they're going to be end of day 2, beginning of day 3. You bring in a veteran. I could see several of these guys signing 1-year deals.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem Hunt gets a 1-year deal as a starting running back in the league, and he's got a young guy like Tajay. I don't even want to say that because I think he could come in as a starter. You got somebody like Chase Brown behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And our goal is a year from now, that's our starter, but we're going to let him sit behind Kareem Hunt, learn the intricacies of the game. I could see several of these guys getting deals like that.
You're in the Sportsocracy. It is ESPN Asheville. Back to wrap it up after this.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slowing between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Future 26 westbound near Elk Mountain Road in Woodfin. Traffic is slowing. Patton Avenue southbound is crawling between Johnston Boulevard and Old Haywood Road due to an accident. North Asheville, Merriman Avenue northbound near Edgewood Road, traffic is stop and go. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road, moving from Sandhill Road to Bavard Road, heavy delays. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road northbound, approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound slow between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. What do you get when you put 2 taco lovers in the metaverse? You get the Taco Bell Metaverse Wedding on February 24th at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Purchase on Taco Bell online from the couple's menu of favorite items from a participating Taco Bell store while supplies last.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Ooh, pass me the intercom thingy.
Attention shoppers. If you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Don't pay for water. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods.
Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all.
iHeartRadio.
Access to all of your favorite radio stations.
It's Ryan Seacrest. I go by the name of Charlamagne the God.
Hi, I'm Ellen K.
Bobby Bones here. Hola, soy Enrique Santos.
Access to all of the best free curated playlists.
My favorite music. The best songs.
A little bit of everything.
Access to all of the great podcasts for every interest.
The Stuff You Should Know podcast. The Daily Show podcast.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. And best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
Did you know that Ingles sells more organics than any other grocery store? Or that they run their own dairy? Or that they only serve USDA choice and prime meat? Or that they donate 3,956 meals a day to local food banks? Well, now you do. It's all in the bag.
The Ingles 2023 Southern Conference Downtown Dribble and Kids Fest, presented by Champion Credit Union, will be held Saturday, March 4th, 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Roger McGuire Greene at Peck Square Park. The Downtown Dribble will feature interactive games, inflatables, pep bands, cheerleaders, and parade. Each participant will receive a basketball, Downtown Dribble t-shirt, and a ticket to the noon session quarterfinal basketball games. Check-in will begin at 9:30 a.m. at Roger McGuire Greene. To register, visit downtowndribble.eventbrite.com.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
The Sportsocracy.
You are just dumber than a bag of hammers.
It is ESPN Asheville, and this is the Sportsocracy, and just a few moments left in today's program. And we don't do a whole lot of summer sports stuff. I mean, we do a lot of draft. Draftmas season is here.
Oh, Draftmas tree, old Draftmas tree.
I may be able to wedge in a baseball topic here and there throughout the summer.
I would not hold my breath.
The NBA playoffs, we'll talk about that, obviously, as it gets closer and closer to go time and the time for the 2023 NBA champion Denver Nuggets to lose in the playoffs. And then
this is the year.
This is the year.
Bones.
But this summer we may have something to watch. There's a new Netflix documentary coming out called Cornerback, where they had Kirk Cousins, Patrick Mahomes, and Marcus Mariota mic'd up for the entire 2022 NFL season. And they're going to turn this into some sort of a documentary.
That could be fun.
Miniseries on Netflix.
Netflix does a lot of things well.
Yeah, yesterday when we had the head coach of the UNC Asheville Bulldogs, Mike Morrell, on with us, he mentioned the Full Swing documentary that the PGA has put out through Netflix. I haven't seen that yet, but
I
I'm
haven't
going
either,
to.
but it's on my list.
I'm going to, with the things that he said about it. And, I just love documentaries.
I do too. True crime and sports. You get me every time.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be something to look forward to this summer. Also something to look forward to. We are about, 33 minutes away from the tip-off of the final game of the regular season at Kimmel Arena for the UNC Asheville Bulldogs, your regular season Big South champions.
And another thing to look forward to, tomorrow is the return of Threadbare Thursday.
Yeah, Threadbare Thursday right here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. You want to check out the Bulldog game, switch it over to our sister station, News Radio 570 WWNC. Have a great one.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.